Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Oren, and I am I have chills right now. I am really excited to be here, guys. Streaming. It has been way too long, you guys. Way too long. I have been wanting to stream for days. Well, really, I've been wanting to stream this whole last 2 months, but you know, obviously we've had a lot going on. Nice.
Hello there.
But we have had the basement in a very good state for about 2 weeks now. We still have some like little jobs to do, and I can give the full like breakdown and everything. About what's going on with that and everything, all of that. I'm gonna give a progress report, but I've been wanting to stream and show everybody the basement, and I was even gonna do it tonight, but then I was helping Roadrunner with some stuff for his stream tomorrow, and like that was way too important, so I ran out of time to be able to like walk around and show everybody what the basement looks like now. It's so good, you guys. It's really nice. So very excited to show everybody, because the last stream I did, I think maybe we had drywall up, maybe, I can't remember. So but it was.
Hello there.
Beans, what you do? Beans, I thought you were going to bed. Did you sneak your phone, Beans? Was your dad like, hey, go to bed, and you're like under the sheets like pulling up the stream? What's up, kid? Beans, I've said hi to you like, I don't know, what, 3 times today? 4 times? Going on, buddy. But yeah, so I've been wanting to give everybody the tour that is going to be happening soon, whether that's tomorrow, whether that's Sunday. I'm going to do my very best to give the tour of the basement this weekend. Because yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm really excited about all of that. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to get a chance to talk to y'all. I know I catch you in other people's streams and stuff, but I'm usually super busy too. Like a lot of the time during like the workday, I'll have Roadrunner stream up, or I'll have Gusty stream up, or whoever, and like I'll hop into the chat to say something quick, but mostly I don't have chat pulled up. I can't have it visible. And so I don't catch a lot of what people are saying to me unless the streamer actually reads it. And then I'm able to like hop back in and address it, you know? So it's different than me being on my own stream, right? But yeah, really excited to be here. Let's get the prelims out of the way. Dust. Hey, brother. How you doing, man? What's going on, buddy? I miss your face. Congrats on first. Simply Bam Bam. Nothing simple about Bam Bam, all right? Simply Bam Bam. Missed it. By that much. Welcome in, you guys. How are you? Durgo, thank you so much for resubscribing. Tier 1. What? Gusty, hello. Thank you for resubscribing. 37 months. I'll get to your messages soon. Ooh, Oren being the tech genius. Listen. I just try to help people with the gifts that the good Lord has given me. So LG, how's it going, buddy? What is going on? Oh, hey, look who it is. Also, I don't have sound right now as we were having a bonfire, but here you go. Oh, bonfire. Nice. I want to do a fire in my fire pit very soon. Hope you're having a great night. This stream is Oren typing to people. Oh my gosh. What's going on with everybody? Like, I need to catch up with everybody. Tell me what is going on in your lives. That's almost a year. Buggy, welcome in. Thanks so much for resubscribing. 22 months. Holy smokes, you guys. Almost there. I'll be back later if you're still on. Sounds good. I am not audio only. You get to see my beautiful face. Hey. Hey, okay, Gusty, do you mind if we talk a little bit too at some point tonight about everything that you went through? Because like I can relate. I'm thinking you don't have a problem, but I'm just gonna check first. So I miss your face. Doing well. Just busy with baseball and softball. How's that all going, Dust? Yeah, man. Miss you. Buggy, what's up? What's up with you, man? How's it going? Doing good. I'm glad to hear that, LG. Willis, hello. Welcome in. How are you? Oh, I can see your message now. How am I? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm curious why my activities list is not. I created a couple of things. I created something the other day that I've had Roadrunner and Amish testing, and this is my first chance to get to test it myself, and I can explain that in just a minute. But yeah, thank you so much for the resubscribes, guys. What are you going to play? I don't know, Beans. I actually was going to stream a lot earlier, and then I made it a priority to help your dad, and that totally takes precedent for me. So I'm not really sure. Kylaris still had some stuff to do tonight anyways too, so I was like, well, I'm not going to bed quite yet, so I'll just still stream, whether I just chat or whether we actually get to play a game. So we were thinking about either Fortnite or I was maybe gonna play like Star Citizen if I was by myself when I was gonna stream earlier, but I have many problems, but that's not one of them. Gotcha. Bet. That's what the kids say these days, right? Bet. Going pretty good for the most part. Nice. Hope the fans all doing well, man. Great to see you again, Oren. I'm glad to see you and hope you're all healthy. We've been sick this week. Thanks. Me and Kyle Larson, Ben, have been sick. I'm actually, for once, I was the best off out of all three of us. Emily completely missed it, but I was the least affected out of the sick people in the household. That never happens. It's usually Kylars who's like, me and the kids are like dying, and Kylars is like, oh, I think I'm sick. I used one Kleenex all day, but not this time. So, but otherwise, we're doing pretty good. Doing good, just chilling tonight. Nice. Been playing Tomodachi Life a lot lately. Nice. That's cool. Emily got that, didn't she? Oh no, she hasn't. She's played. Emily played like a. Is it like the trial or something? Yeah, she loves it. LG, she loves it. Almost done chilling. Oh yeah, Beans has it as well. Nice. Kylar said, but her birthday's tomorrow. Emily, that is. Oh, yeah, we got a lot going on. Got a lot going on. The demo, yes. Her birthday's tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, wink, 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 wink. But so anyways, here's all the updates. Here's all the updates. This is probably going to end up just being a just chatting because all the updates. First of all, Gusty has been applying for jobs. Was supposed to have interviews. Had one interview yesterday, or it was the day before, or yesterday. It was yesterday. I don't remember. I can't keep the days straight. Either way, very recently, he was supposed to have an interview, or had an interview. Has the interview, felt good, but something didn't sit right yesterday. Okay. And turns out it was a scam. And I think some people were surprised. Like I was reading through your chat on your Discord, Gussie, and I think some people were surprised to even hear that was a thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I ran into so many scam job postings when I was looking for a job a couple years ago. I've been at my current company for 2 years now, which blows my mind because I still feel new in some ways. It's really weird. But I ran into so much of that, especially the work from home. Like, you know, is this too good to be true? Because this is exactly what I want. And so so that was unfortunate. And then hopefully the interview that was supposed to be yesterday afternoon, that's the reschedule's coming up next week, right? So yeah, praying for you, Holmes. It's a mess. Job hunting is a mess. It's stupid. You're scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. Good. Cool. Suppose you're right. I should probably go to bed. I know. Beans, get some rest, dude. Get some rest.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
That's how it feels looking for a job. So true. They appear to exist. They do. Yeah. It's nuts. I was telling people about that too when I was running into them, and they were like, what? They're doing that? And it's like, yeah. If you're looking for a job, be really careful on these job websites, because there are tons of people trying to scam people. Because what they do is they get you thinking you're applying for a legitimate job. Some people have gone through interviews. I know I read from one person, a comment from one person that said they were even like starting their first day with like an orientation and everything with multiple people, and they were collecting social security numbers for background checks and banking information for EFT. So, hey, have a good night, Beans. Take it easy, buddy. We'll talk to you later. Good to see you. That's how it feels looking for an apartment too. I believe it. Man, it just sucks. You know, it's hard enough out there, and then you get people who are just scamming people for, you know, you're scamming people who are potentially out of a job and already like potentially financially strapped, right? And you're trying to scam them out of whatever they have left. Like monsters. Thanks, buddy. Hey, what's up, Locke? Thank you so much for resubscribing. 57 months. Holy. But yeah. So that's been going on. I figured I'd start with Gusty's news, because that just I relate. I have gone through similar things. I feel for you, man. So it's a mess. Got 2 more applications in tonight. We'll see if I get past the robot doing the initial interview, right? Why is scammers a job? How do you feel good about doing that? I don't think they care. I think there's people out there that just don't. Literally, it's the love of money, man. The love of money. I think they literally don't care. Yeah, not having a conscience helps, right? Yeah. You have to feel good about a paycheck, Durgo? Yeah. I feel like I kind of do. Some people are greedy, yeah. But yeah, so then, yeah, for us, I'll get to the basement last, I guess. Some really cool news. Emily, we got an email a couple weeks ago, I think, that we were invited to an honors night. Emily, even though like GPA doesn't really matter in middle school, Emily's in 7th grade. Emily rocked a 4.0 the entire year for school. So we were invited to the junior high's award ceremony to honor Emily getting an award for her achievement. So like on like, I don't know, I don't remember what it's called. Kylaris knows. Anyways. Oh, it's just the honor roll. Kylaris was like, what does it feel like to be at an honors meeting, Oren? Hey, Matt, you've never been to one of these, have you? I'm like, wow, okay. Rub it in. I had a terrible attitude as a teenager. Thanks. There were extenuating circumstances. Stab a guy right in the back. Oh, man. I've got the divorce papers in the glove box. So, no, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. I shouldn't even joke out like that. But anyway. Oh, man. Wow, just stab me when you're down. I know, right? What a punk. No, it was really fun though. It was a good time. Super excited to celebrate Emily and all the hard work she puts into. And then earlier this week, so Emily plays the viola. Earlier this week, she was awarded first chair for the first time this year. So she's always kind of come in like sort of second place in her tests and everything. And this time her friend, one of her friends, is also a viola. She has gotten first chair the entire year until this test. And you know, I mean, like, it was something, she was really close. She was really close. So, I mean, she is still an amazing player. She does a really great job, but I think Emily beat her by like 1 point. So Emily got first chair. She had a concert yesterday, their last orchestra concert, and she got to be right in the front, first chair. It was so good. Really, really impressed with all of her hard work and everything she's accomplished. So she's done a great job. Let's see here. Ben's back in soccer. Last week, Saturday, his team lost, but I don't think I've seen him play a better game of soccer. He did really, really well. He got to play some forward, which he hasn't gotten a whole lot of experience in doing. And he did a great job. Did really awesome. So everything we've kind of talked with him about and like worked with him, you can see he's listening and he's improving. So it was a lot of fun. Let's see here. Kylaris's birthday was on Monday. We were actually considering. Yeah. GG's to the kids. They really work hard. They've got great attitudes. That's the thing. Like, keep telling them too, man. Attitude. It's what counts. Oh, the attitude is what makes the difference. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. Mostly. Doesn't matter how smart you are. It's about or skilled or whatever. It's about the attitude. So, yeah, they do a great job. Yeah, Kylaris's birthday was on Monday. We are the same age again. As I put in the Discord, the force is back in balance. So very happy about that. Her parents came last weekend, which put a bit of a kibosh on my my work around the house. But we still had a good time. So got to hit a market around us. Got some amazing ramen, like crazy good ramen. So there's no way you're only 35. You know what's crazy, Buggy? In Jesse and Chris's stream, I think it was last night, I was there for a little bit before I went to bed. Somebody in their stream thought I was like mid-30s. And I'm like, what? No. No, I'm not. Oh. Yeah. But mid-30s were a little while ago now. But yeah. So what else we got going on? Oh, Emily's birthday is tomorrow. Emily turns 13. Crazy. Blows my mind. Super excited for her. And yeah, what else? What we got going on? I already said, like, I just May 5th, I just celebrated 2 years at my company. It's all right. And then yeah, you guys, this past we're going into ads in a second. This past 2 months have been crazy. These past 2 months have been crazy. And I know I've updated some of you on it, but it has been, wow, has it been crazy. So, crazy financially, crazy just time-wise, effort, like everything we've had to do. Definitely not, but I could totally pass for mid-30s. Yeah, Gussie, I think you could. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how anybody thought I was mid-30s, but I think you could. I think you could. You still look young and sprightly. Hey, what's going on, Lou? What's up, buddy? How are you? Oh, Kylaris. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. If I died the Doctor Strange grays. I don't know if I've ever really seen your grays. Good, just finished work. Epic, man. Nice. That is so fun. Well, yeah, so I will absolutely be giving a tour of the basement this weekend at some point. Oh, we're in ads. Welcome to my tavern. Lou, can you hear me? Waiting for it. Maybe it's like off, like the little pane. They're on the sides, so if I'm looking at the camera, you usually don't see them, and when I'm playing, you're mesmerized by my incredible gameplay. Yeah, that's it. Can I hear you? I don't know. Could you? I don't know. I think we're back. Ooh. You need a basement update. Why not a tavern look? I mean, you're not wrong, Durgo. Alaris wouldn't let me know. Yeah, we're back. Cool. Ooh, good to see you, man. Oh, another thing that I did recently before I get into all of the basement stuff. The other day, a couple days ago, I made like another bot's the wrong word, like a chat tool. So we were in Roadrunner's stream during the day, and it was me and Kylaris and Amish talking in a voice chat, and we were
Hello there.
just kind of hanging out, watching it and everything while we were working. And oh, hey Matt, hi, fancy seeing you here. Haven't talked to you at all. long time no chat. Yeah. Matt, Beans was in here for 2 seconds, and I was like, did your dad send you to bed? And then you're like under the covers, like typing, and she was like, no. But then she did go to bed. But yeah. No, we were in Roadrunner's stream the other day. And one of the things that kind of, so like I had this idea from Kylaris actually had the initial idea, and we refined it together. Like Matt is the perfect candidate for this because Matt is working typically while he's streaming. So he's not always there looking at chat. It's not like a regular gaming stream where chat's just always right there and streamer's always sitting there looking at it, right? Matt is moving throughout his room. He's having to take care of his product and everything. And then on top of that, he's got words on stream going a lot of the time. And that fills up the chat very quickly. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to, like, I know as a streamer that having a chat that moves that fast, where you have people chatting and then you also have them contributing to like the game on screen, keeping up with all of that and keeping a thread on the convo is incredibly difficult. And it takes extra time to have to like go scrolling up through. How far have I read already? Okay, this is new. Now I gotta like, I gotta get caught back up through all of this other chat that's going across the screen. So I created something that works in tandem with StreamerBot. It is a web page, essentially. It's not actually sort of a web page. It pulls up in your browser, and it has 3 panes. I should just show you guys. Hold on a second. Let's see. Where's my source for this? Oh, source. Not have one on this? Hold on. Let me get a browser source open here really quick. Not a browser source, a Windows source. I opened the wrong thing. me a second. Sure, that's what I want. Nope. There it is. Yeah, I'll full screen it. Hold on a second. Let's talk about it really quick. Screen. Boom. Put that here. Okay. So, what you're looking at is the interface. And give me a second because that's still not where I want to put it. I want it to, yeah. So what you're, so can you be loud again now that the kids are back downstairs? Yes. He was quiet. The thing is, Gussie, is we actually found out pretty early on that the kids didn't really hear me anyways when we were in the office and we had the door shut and they had their sound machines on. They have like white noise that they sleep to. But a lot of the time what it really came down to was Kylaris and I would work our normal jobs, finish that, do regular house stuff like dishes, make dinner, help the kids with homework, you know, like all of those kinds of things. We'd have a small window to do work on the basement. And like, so we'd have to be quick about like getting what we needed to get done completed. And then we were typically exhausted by the time we were done with that, like just totally burned out. And so actually the last 2 months, I've probably gone to bed earlier regularly, more so than I've done in like the last 5 years, 5-6 years. I don't know. Stream has really made me stay up pretty late. So yeah. Yeah, so we've just been going to bed at a really good time most nights. And not to mention too, like sometimes we would have to, like, once the kids went to bed, then we'd have to get online and we would have to do like shopping and stuff, like shower door, man, flipping, even like cold air return covers and our bathroom mirror and like all these different like little things that our builder wasn't going to pick up that we needed to get. So we had that one ASM Orange stream where he tried it out while they were in the living room. Yeah. Yeah. Was going to bed regularly. Then he started streaming again. You're welcome, Turgo. You're welcome. Welcome back. Okay. So really quick, this is what this looks like. Just kind of full screen that. So this is what I made, sort of in response to, like being in Roadrunner's chat and like wanting him to specifically read and respond to something. Like it wasn't me saying hi to somebody else in his chat. It wasn't me and Kylaris heckling each other. There you go. I don't know if you guys all heard that sound. I gotta work on that if you could hear it. But anyway, it wasn't me like, you know, just saying something off the cuff or whatever. It's not that important for Matt to read it. It was something I wanted him to read and didn't want it to get lost in the mix, and it got lost in the mix. And so I like grabbed it again and I posted it back, and then he had to go like, you know, attend to coffee, right? And so then he missed it again, and all of this like words on stream stuff is going past and whatever, and it just got lost in the mix. And I know for streamers this can be really frustrating if you care about reading chats, if you care about interacting that much with the people who come and chat with you. is like, you know, there's a whole lot of chat that it's maybe not that important, but there are some things people really want you to read. They want you to see it. They want you to respond to it. And so I made this. And what this is, the activities there is not doing what I want it to. It needs to be showing a whole lot more. So I'm still working on it. But essentially what you have here is on the left-hand side is your live chat. It's just chat, unfiltered, as you would see it in Twitch, right? The middle is the activities pane, and that should be all the events. In one iteration of my code, that was working correctly. I must have broke it while I was fixing something else, but that's supposed to show everything else. You know, subs, gifted subs, raids, whatever. Right now it seems like it's only showing redemptions, which is stupid. So I'll have to fix that. And then on the right is actually a filtered queue, and Matt actually added something to it by typing !C before your message. You can add your own chat to that filtered queue. And that's really the expectation for that, is really that, hey, this is something I really want Orin or Roadrunner or Amish or whoever's using this, right? I really want them to see this and read it and respond to it. Yeah, so Kylars did it too. This is really cool. On YouTube, this is possible, right? Or only with super chats? No, I'm pretty sure that you could do this on YouTube as well. Oh. In fact, I wonder if you went to YouTube and typed that into the chat, if it would show up. So C is for cool kids chat. Yeah. So it's definitely like it builds a filtered queue for any chats that people put !C on. Like, obviously it's not beneficial if people are spamming that with, like, you know, I don't want to call it throwaway chats. What do you call it? Like, just chats that aren't as serious, that don't necessarily, like, you know, you're responding to somebody else or whatever. This is just for the streamer. Garbage. No. This is just for the streamer. The streamer sees it, but yeah, like, you know, say I step away for a little bit and people are chatting. Aaron's chats. Oh my gosh. Say you step away, say you step away or whatever, and everybody's chatting, but you want to make sure the streamer, something crosses your mind, you want to make sure the streamer actually sees it, you could add it to their filtered queue. And then when they get back, they could take a look at their filtered queue. Instead of having to scroll up through a whole bunch of other chats, you could put in the filtered queue. And you guys know how much time I spend on chat. And I feel like for me, this seems beneficial, because if somebody, instead of scrolling back up through the chat all the time like I do, if somebody really wants me to read something, if I even missed a chat before that they want me to read and respond, they could do !C and put it in that filtered queue, and that filtered queue is going to be a whole lot less chat to go through, to be able to, like, kind of stay caught up on maybe some of, like, the really important stuff that people actually want to converse about, specifically, right? It's not working for YouTube. I wonder if YouTube should be, Durgo, you put a chat in YouTube? Why isn't that being carried over into, that should be moving into, I wonder if that broke. Did that get turned off? That should be being carried. There it is. Okay. I wonder what happened with that. Durko, can you test it again for me really quick? !C space. I'm wondering if it's not going to do it because it's coming in as Twitch first. I bet that's the problem. So I'll have to address that. But okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. It's all like test right now. We're testing it out, seeing how it works. I was even thinking about getting Fatbeard possibly in on this if he's interested, because Fatbeard has a fast moving chat, and Fatbeard, like me, likes to try and catch as much of it as he can. So C's for cookies. So yeah, so you can see, like, as people are doing that, it's populating the filtered queue. And there's some cool commands too. Like I can even let's see here, set theme light, and I'll blind all of you. Set theme dark. We can reorder 3, 2, 1. Move it around. Order 1. Get back. Or I can do exclamation layout. And it changes it to a horizontal. What else can, oh, I can change the command too, so it doesn't even have to be exclamation C. It can be whatever somebody wants it to be. And it saves to the local browser. So if Roadrunner changes his, it doesn't change everybody else's. It saves to his browser local storage. Also, is this that idea you'd been working on for a while? It is not, Lou. It is not, actually. This is actually something I put together on Wednesday. I had the idea Wednesday afternoon. I started kind of like doing a little bit of research while I was working. Like just a couple of, like, you know, Google searches and stuff like that to see if there was anything out there already. But also, yeah, just to kind of like start, like, how do I do this? Like, what's my approach? And then I started building it after work, and I had it done that night in time for Amish to stream with like setup instructions, which are super easy. And then Amish had it set up on his stream in like minutes. And then also, if I make adjustments, everyone gets those updates immediately. So, hi, Era. How's it going? What is going on? I made sure to get the icons in there. I also wanted the emotes. So that all works great. So I'm just like, I'm collecting feedback right now. And now look over here. So yeah, I'm collecting feedback from these guys, testing it out. And then yeah, like I said, if I make an update to this, I could update this. And everybody would have it immediately. And if I got it figured out, you know, the instructions are easy. Yeah, Matt got it figured out with the instructions. Super easy. So anyway. Anyway, that is what I just built. No, Lou, that is not my project from like months ago. I had to put that on hold, unfortunately. That one is going to be a little more time consuming, and I have a whole lot going on right now. So I've put that on hold for the moment. This too seemed a little more immediately applicable, and I knew I could do it pretty quick. So yeah, I built that all on Wednesday. Bread shop? Oh yeah, that's the other idea I've had too. I was like, what if I started sort of like a local fresh bread subscription service where I have a virtual storefront. And if somebody signs up for, like, say I have so many slots available, subscription slots available per day, and somebody could sign up for a day to get fresh bread, and that would actually track people's active or deactivated subscriptions automatically on a spreadsheet. And depending on how many people I had each day, I would actually get an automatic output of my total ingredients needed for that day to make those batches. So I had a whole idea for that too. Like if you're a local, you could get fresh made by Orin bread. Because not trying to toot my own horn, but that bread is really flipping good. It's really good. Oh man. Good. I have work soon though. Oh, that sucks, Era. No, Era, come back. I was talking to the builder who was doing. Era, can you hear me? Can you guys, Era and Lou, can you hear me? Because otherwise I'll wait. Yes. Oh, okay. Cool. I was talking to the builder who was doing maintenance at our apartment, and he's been attacked by the crows who are protecting their nest. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Make bread on stream. Talk as you roast it. I mean, bake. Yeah. Then maybe play words on stream while chatting to stream. Wow, Turgo. Just rip everything off from Matt except it's bread, not coffee. Actually, I was saying one of the cool things about the bread is maybe I could, like if shipping wasn't a problem, it's like, what if I included in the subscription, like for a little bit more, you know, not much more, but a little bit more, you get a little like, you know, sample packet, morning packet of like Golden Day coffee with it or whatever, you know, and then pay Matt for that. So Matt gets the money for that, but he also gets the exposure. While people are getting their bread, they also get, you know, some fresh roasted coffee with it too, you know, for breakfast. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I have ideas like that. I love making things that people can use and enjoy. And I've been loving actually making our own bread. It's been kind of a cool little like side hobby. So I haven't been able to do it in a couple of weeks because we've been so busy, but yeah, just having like fresh bread every week has been amazing. So this is genius. Yeah, it is. Actually, I'd love to do more like short cooking streams. I'd love to show everybody how I bake bread. There's also like really big gaps in time of me doing anything. So I don't know how well that would work. Unless I just like did it in stages. I could use bread to eat with my coffee. See? That's what I'm talking about. You get a little packet of coffee. You get a little packet of coffee and then you make toast. You have some eggs and toast with your coffee. He said, yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out something to do. Not to mention too, I mean, I like I said, you know, I know for like Gusty and everything too, it's really frustrating finding a job. And the job I have is a really good one, don't get me wrong. It is a really good job. But I'm kind of tired of working for corporations. Like we've kind of hit the like with my current job, I feel like not my department, my department's cool, but like the company in general is kind of starting to like edge down the road of like, let's make work high school. Like, let's make work high school pep rallies, you know? Like they got their annual survey back. And it was a lot of people saying, yeah, we want more flexibility. Can we work from home more days than one a week again? Because we really like that and we saved money and do our jobs from home. And they were like, well, no, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to take you away from your desk and your work for a couple hours so you can make pizzas so that you have to stay later because you still have all that work to do and get accomplished. Because you don't want to go home to your families, right? Why do you work? You don't work to support your family and stuff, right? You don't want to go home. You don't want to go home at a good time to go, you know, have dinner with your family or anything, right? You want to make a pizza here. I'm like, no, I don't. I want to come to work. I want to do my job. And then I want to go home. And you know what would be even better? If I never even had to leave home to do my job. That would be great. But alas, anyways, Matt, I'm in. Matt, if it, you know, honestly, if it wasn't for like shipping costs and stuff, Because I mean, like with shipping costs, I guess we could ship in like bigger bulk and then we just have to break it down or something like that. But it's like it's a the business mentality there is like, or the business thought process that we need to be in is, does the shipping, you know, whatever we would charge extra for the bag of coffee, the sampler bag or whatever, are we making more on that than actually shipping it to me? You know what I mean? And not even just the shipping, right? Not even just the shipping. You need to be paid for your coffee. And then I need to make something on that coffee, even if it's a little bit. Anyway. Barf. Yeah. 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 But engagement. Yeah. Oh, Gusty. It drives me nuts. I hate it. I'm like literally, I'm 43 years old. I left high school a long time ago. And maybe some people love that stuff. And I'm sure they do. I don't. I want to come do my job. And then I want to go home. And I want to go hang out with my family. I work for my family. I would also like to spend time with my family, right? So, nah, I won't be staying late just so I can go make pizzas. I'm gonna bring my lunch, eat my lunch, on my lunch, and I'm gonna go back to work so I can leave on time. Thanks. Anyway. Step 1, start a company. Step 2, hire Lou. Step 3, we move to Michigan. Yes. I would love to do that. Like, honestly, I'm sitting there. I had the thought yesterday, because I know Gussie's been going through all this stuff, right? And I'm like, I literally was here 2 years ago. It is so frustrating. It is, I mean, like, sometimes even the job hunting is very, like, defeating. That's the word. I was like, I was stuck on disillusioned, but it's very defeating. It's stressful. And I'm like, man, I wish that I could come up with something. I want to come up with a product or a service that is worth people paying for one thing. That's needed and desirable as a product or a service, so that then I could hire Gusty and give him a job because I want to help. You know what I mean? Like, that's where my brain went. You know, and I know other people that like hard workers and dependable, and I'm going, shoot, you know, like if I could just come up with something, you know, it's not even for, I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't care about being a millionaire. I just want to be able to pay my bills, and I'd love to give people an opportunity to pay theirs too. Right? Right? That's all I'm asking, man. I don't need a cottage on a lake. I don't need some really expensive stuff. Just want to pay my bills and help other people pay their bills too. Is that a crime? I don't know. Feel like the desire and the drive is there. I mean, like literally yesterday, I spent a couple hours just making a tool for people on Twitch, for my friends on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like I can put in the work. I have the drive. I just don't have the idea. Like, it's always my problem. I'm like, I need the product or the service. If I have that, I will make it work. I will make it work. So are you moving to Minnesota, or is Roadrunner and Farm moving to Michigan to do a collab stream? I don't know, man. I don't know. I vote Roadrunner move to Michigan, right? Michigan's awesome. Not all of Michigan is awesome. There's obviously cons to it like anywhere else, but we love Michigan. That's great. Super fun. Yeah, right, Gusty. Right. Wink, 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 wink. Trying to get rid of me. Yeah. OMG, yes. Job hunting is defeating and terrible, and ugh. It is. It's the worst. And then on top of that, you have people trying to scam people. And you feel like you can't even trust what you're finding out there. You're looking in a sea of job postings for little pebbles of what might be a good job opportunity. And amidst all of that, you have people posting what appears to be appealing jobs that turn out to be scams. How in the world are you supposed to find a job? Like, I know most jobs it's networking. Most jobs it's networking that you find a job. But sometimes that doesn't work either, you know what I mean? I don't know. Oh shoot, he found out. Kicking everyone out from where you are. Wow, I left. You want Roadrunner gone. What? Or before I got my job, would you have hired me? I'm not gonna say. So here's the deal. This is the business part of me. This is not the emotional relationship connection part of me. I would need to talk to you about your job experience. I would need to talk to you about your work ethic and everything. And obviously, you know, anybody can say like, hey, I have great work ethic and stuff. But like, I guess Bam Bam, I don't know you well enough in that realm. Right? So we would have to have an interview process. I wouldn't say yes right off the bat. Because I feel like that's where some people like, hey, emotionally, I would love to say yes right off the bat, right? But yeah, I think there'd have to be an interview process. I wouldn't say yes until I interviewed you. So I gotta know you better in that context. You know what I mean? Like, I know from knowing Gusty for years and talking with him and everything, I know Gusty works really hard. So I already know, right? But I mean, I would trust that you do. But I think we just have to have we'd have to have an interview process. Hey, what's up, Blue? Midnight Blue coming in with the raid. Thank you so much for raiding, Midnight Blue. How are you? What is going on? How was your stream? What were you up to? I'm leaving Minnesota. Oh, that's right. Yeah. This was the wrong reply, Lou. Meant for Bam Bam. Oh, no. Publishing company, but we only publish our own books. Yeah, Era. I mean, people have done that. People have done that. I don't know how successful they are. Like, you still have to be able to provide or it all goes kind of under. But a diamond in the rough. We live in Japan, so we have work visas that will expire if we go 3 months without a job. So it's quite stressful to try to change. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine to be in those shoes, Era. I've been to Michigan a few times, both UP and Glove. Nice. Yeah. It's okay. Wow. Are you just trying to come in here and be all controversial? I really like Michigan. You need to bird? You need to popcorn? I could go for some popcorn. This just turned into a Bam Bam interview. It has, yeah. I has popcorn. Nice. Hey, Pretty and Pink. Hey, welcome in. Good to see you. I've seen that name before. Oh yeah, that is understandable. Yeah. There's the business side of me. There's the business side of me. There's the business side of me that is like realistic. It's like Bam Bam when you were like, hey, I'm thinking about streaming. And I'm like, here's the deal. I am really happy for you. I am excited for you. I hope you love it. But I also really want to prepare you for the reality of what streaming is and how difficult it can actually be, right? Because not because I want to dissuade you, but because I want to prepare you so that you succeed. Like, I think so many people like lead with feelings and just like, oh yeah, hey, you're going to do great. It's the best, whatever. Ignore my chats. I need sleep. And it seems like what, Matt? But I don't think that's like, it's nice and it makes people feel good, but I don't think that kind of reaction to you, like, oh great, you're gonna love it, it's gonna be so good, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that would have helped you actually stream and get started, right? So for me, it's more important to say, hey, let me prepare you for this so you have a better chance of succeeding at this, right? And so it's kind of the same mentality going into like if I owned a business, like emotionally, I like you, Bam Bam. I would love to say yes right off the bat, but I don't know you in the context of work, right? The little bit of experience I've had working with you with your stream, I think you're interested. I think you're motivated, you know, but I think we'd have to talk. Hey, Nixa. What is going on? Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Welcome in, Raiders. Yeah, welcome Raiders from Midnight Blue, and also welcome in Raiders from Nixa Sketch. If you don't already know me, I am Oren. Typically stream with my wife, Kylaris. We are a family-friendly variety streaming duo. Super happy to have you here. Kylaris is not joining me tonight. She has a lot to do. We are also streaming for the first time in, I don't know how many weeks, 3-4 weeks, because 2 months ago our basement flooded and we had to redo all of it, and it has been a lot of work. And so this is the first stream I've had in a handful of weeks. So excited to be here. Excited to be back talking with everybody. Really glad that you're here coming in with Midnight Blue and Nixa. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you guys are all having a great night. Nixa, what were you up to? I still have to get to Midnight Blue's chat. So I asked how the stream went. Hey, what's up, Sloth? Welcome in, man. I have successfully pulled the wool over Oren's eyes. Mission accomplished. Whatever. Oh, look, it's a BAM. It is a BAM. From a business standpoint, I wouldn't hire Lou. From an emotional standpoint, I also wouldn't hire Lou. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Just hanging out and playing Windrose. Nice. How was that? How are you liking that? I've heard a lot of good things, Lou. I like pirate theme okay. I played a lot of Sea of Thieves, and I really like Valheim, and I've heard this is like pirate Valheim. Not exactly, right? Like obviously not a one-for-one, but very akin to Valheim, and I don't know how interested I am. I've watched some streams of it a little bit, but yeah, just curious how you like it. I'm actually a really hard worker, and if you don't know how to do something, I'm a fast learner as well. Yeah, I can tell that for sure. Midnight sent me here just so I could do that. That's good. Yes. First question, if a storm were approaching, would you A, help your friend to safety, B, leave them and save yourself, C, check them into the storm to ensure their demise? Well, you know what I'd do.
Mischief managed.
Night, LG. Take it easy. Love this song. Yeah! Get it! Can't dance. Zen Widget, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great night. Let's see here. We're gonna snooze this ad. Which friend? Bam Bam. See, no question. It happened. Thanks for giving that shout out to Midnight. Go check out Midnight Blue. Playing Windrose. Headed to bed. Good night, friends. Hey, have a good night, Sloth. Take it easy, man. Yeah, LG, have a good night. Don't call us, we'll call you. Oh, great. If I was a coworker for Warren, I would have to listen to his pep talks. Yeah, at least you know they'd be honest. If it was Horton C, A would actually be my answer. Fair. Let's see here. There's an explanation. I'm too tired. Okay. We raid a knife. Gusty's here again. The pen is mightier than the sword. We raid in the stylus. So fun. Virgo's here again too. Hey, what's up, Elia? How are ya? Dancing kitties. Oh man. 8 cats for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Elia, you've never heard my rant on cats? I just lost like half the people. There's a reason. Thanks for the shout out for Nixa too. You guys, Nixa is on our family friendly streamer list. She's the bomb. Longtime friend. And her husband Cheese as well. Great people. Great streamer. Great artist. Good peeps. You should check them out. Nix is also going to be in our upcoming tabletop Dungeons and Dragons program, Miss Mayhem, which I have to give an update on. Starting date TBD. because of life. So, but super excited to have Nixa in that. We were playing V Rising. Nice. Never played it in its free weekend, apparently. How do you like it? I have it. I've never played it. I've watched a little bit of it. That is a good way to describe it. Sea of Thieves with Valheim mechanics. Okay, Zen, have you been playing it? Also, I see you got the NASA tag. Were you watching the Artemis stuff? Our family watched that on Twitch on the NASA channel. It was so fun. It was so cool. We'd have it up like while we were doing stuff around the house and like dinner and everything too. So there isn't always stuff going on. Okay, I guess I'll unfollow since you don't like cats. I didn't. Hold on, Elia. I'll get to it. I'm back from vacation. Can I join? Sorry, Durgo. Nope. I told you, I'll keep you on the list. All good. All good. I have Windrose and a private server for it. I love the game. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, I might have to check it out again. I've got a lot of games right now, so I don't know if I'm ready to hop into one that I don't know that much about yet. You know what I mean? But it'd be good to like kind of keep it as an option. I know it's in early access anyway, so I've got time. And yeah, watch the Artemis 2 stream. Very interesting. Yeah, I had a great time watching that. We had a lot of fun. I missed the update on the basement. Quick recap if you want. You didn't miss it. I haven't really given one that much. I've touched upon it, but are you going to bed? Tyler's is going to bed, y'all. Thanks. Yeah. Tyler's is still getting better from being sick, so she has a major headache. So Locke says good night. She just wrapped all the birthday presents. Bam Bam says night. She went.
Mischief managed.
I will try not to be boisterous. I'm excited though. I'm excited to be back. I have a lot of games and run a lot of private servers running from my home server. Oh, Zen, I want to make a home server really bad. I typically host our Valheim server. We've done the dedicated before from like I don't know, different services and everything, but I would love to set up my own home server. I've done a little research on it. I don't really have an old PC to like make that happen, unfortunately. And I know like sometimes buying a server, like a kind of a pre-prepped server, can be a little expensive. I looked at some on eBay and stuff like that too. I don't know. I haven't been ready to pull the trigger yet, but at some point I would love to host my own home servers for like Enshrouded, Valheim, gosh, what else? To just have them running, you know? That's really cool. You watched the Artemis stuff on YouTube? Yeah. Oh man, it was so fun. Jorgo, sorry I missed you. Oh good, no supervision. I know, right? There's no rules. It's super simple. Yeah, I just upgraded mine and the wife's a few months back. Nice. Yeah, that's epic. Use the old parts for the home server. Yeah. I was gonna try and make a laptop a home server, but my laptops are so old and busted that they were not firing up anymore. So I could probably fix them, but I have a small server basically running the servers in Docker containers. Epic. That's really cool. Nice. That is really cool. I'm glad you're in here. Thanks so much for the follow. Great getting to talk with you too. If you're ever curious about it, feel free to hit me up about it. Yeah, absolutely. I have just spent a crap ton of money on a basement remodel. So I don't know how much money I'm putting into any of that right now, but at some point I would love to set that up. Because a lot of the time, right, you're playing with your friends and stuff too. And like I said, I typically host for my friends and everything. Bam Bam, a lot of money. So, but yeah, like I would love to keep them running 24/7, right? Yeah. I'm not going to say how much. I don't think that's really anybody's business, but Yes. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jaws? How you doing, buddy? More than 3, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Nuts. But anyway, $5. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. Definitely more than $5 for sure. Let's just say we won't be going on any vacations for a while, for a little bit, while we recoup. So, yeah, that's absolutely crazy. So, but been able to make it happen. So, and I'm excited to show you guys. I'm gonna stream it this weekend. So, I'm excited to show you guys what it looks like now, because it's way different and it's pretty cool. It looks really nice. So, stinking ads. I think we're back. Pretty sure we're back. Oh no, I don't expect you to say the actual. I know. You know I never mean that when I question things. That's just me messing around. Yeah. And I wouldn't tell you either way, so we're good. And if I took offense, I wouldn't tell you. At least not here. Anyway. Renovations are expensive. Ask me how I know this. Actually, please don't, unless you want a novel. Oh, Elia, I've heard some of your renovations. I've seen some of the pictures. I mean, you've been working on that house for years now, right? Like, how many years? I hear that. Elia, oh, the cat thing. So, my dad, is extremely allergic to cats. Very, very allergic. And so, growing up, it was kind of one of those things where, like, one, we never had them around. They were never around. And then 2, it was really annoying because, like, if I'd go to a friend's house that had cats, I had to kind of like make sure dandruff, hair, or whatever was off of me before I'm, walking in back home. And so, like, I don't hate cats, but I don't really have an affinity for them at all. Like, I don't have strong feelings towards them at all because I just kind of had to stay away from them most of my life. So I've owned it for almost 13 years and it's paid off as of last month. Wow, that's awesome. What an accomplishment. Congrats. Hey, what's up, Christian? How you doing, man? What is going on, buddy? Christian, that was so funny last night. Cool Cat's like, what? You're 43? Hey, Jesse. You're 43? I thought you were mid-30s. Oh, no. Oh, pshaw. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah. How are you guys doing? What's going on? But yeah, so anyways, Elia, that's really where the cat thing is. I joke around with Era and Lou that they should eat their cat all the time because I just have no affinity towards them. I don't hate them. I don't love them. I mostly just leave them alone and they leave me alone. So yeah. Did you walk home uphill both ways? I'm not that old, Bam Bam. Yeah, in the snow. But didn't that feel good? I guess, yeah. I mean, you know me, I don't care that much about my age. I'm like, it's whatever, right? But also, like, hey, thanks, Oh, man. Alien Storming, is it by you? I wish I could dump more money into the renovations and landscape work, but I have a car and credit card to pay off, which will be completely done by August of next year. Oh, yeah, it sounds like you're managing the finances the right way. That's awesome. Chaotic neutral towards cat. Yeah, kind of more neutral. Kind of just, I'm like pure neutral towards cats. I don't love them. I don't hate them. They exist. People love them. Kittens are adorable. Kittens are adorable, right? But, yeah. I don't know you. Are you pretty old? Yeah, not as old as some. Experienced the Minnesota blizzard of 91. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, back. Doggos needed a bathroom break. Nice. What kind of dogs do you have, Zen? Dogs I did have. I grew up with German Shepherds. We had 4 of them total while I was growing up at different times, not all at once. Love German Shepherds. And my parents got a couple of they had a mountain cur, and then what else? I don't remember what the other one was. I don't remember what the other one was. We bought a mix a few years ago, and then come to find out I was allergic to her. And so we had her 10 days before we had to get rid of her. Thankfully a friend was like, yeah, we'll take her. So she got a really fantastic home with people who knew how to take care of dogs. They have a lot of space. They have a fenced in backyard. I mean, just amazing. So I mean, like, and they've had dogs for years, so they absolutely know how to handle and treat the dogs and train them and everything. And so just could not have found a better home for her. But yeah, it was really sad. It broke my heart to have to give her away and watch my children and my wife, bawl their eyes out because yeah, that sucked. but yeah, I do love dogs. Had a lot of dogs growing up. Yeah, Bam Bam's a youngin'. I have 4 Lab Hound mix, Yorkie, a purebred Saint Bernard, and a Min Pin Chihuahua mix. Oh, what? That's amazing. That's really fun, Zen. Oh no, I'm younger than that and grew up in Michigan. Yeah, right. That's funny, Bam Bam. My sister, my youngest biological sibling, because I have an adopted sister who's younger, was born in 93. Is the St. Bernard bigger than the other 3 combined, right? Yeah, they're a handful to say the least, I bet. Yeah, but you love them. You love them. Okay, so here's the deal. For anybody who's new here, 2 months ago, we had a flood for the very first time. We've lived in this house 16 years. We've never had so much as standing water in our backyard. And March 10 into 11, we had like really crazy rainfall. Still younger than 93. Wow, yeah. You're younger than my youngest biological sibling. I'm 10 and a half years older than her. She is such a youngin', right? So yeah, I mean, like, we were still streaming regularly. We were planning Miss Mayhem. We were making really good progress. We have a great cast coming up for Miss Mayhem campaign 4. Again, if you're new here, Miss Mayhem is our D&D, more tabletop. We're not strictly D&D, but so far that's what we've been playing. We do a program of it, and we have community members that we know and trust and that have filled out our survey for it and everything, that we can work with, and schedule wise and personality wise and expectation wise and everything. We put a group together, and we do different size campaigns. And we were prepping for our next one. We've got the Buggy Hosers, we've got Nixa, we've got Lufaya, Locks in there. Locks a player this time. I'm DMing. We had a lot of cool things in the mix coming up for that. It was really coming along. And we were actually planning our start date. And it wasn't going to be too far out. Like, we were talking like a week or 2. And then we flooded. So like we had the storm come through Michigan. It was, hey Heather, how's it going? Good to see you. We had the storm come through. The ground wasn't totally thawed yet. The rain came down super fast, rain and hail. And it flooded our entire basement. There was 1.5 inches of water across our entire basement. And we had to rip out basically everything. Took the drywall out, a full drywall sheet, so 4 feet up on the wall. Doors soaked up water and bloated. Like, I mean, furniture we had some furniture ruined. We had, other what's the word I'm looking for? Not contents, but like shoot, I'm not thinking of words right now. Just other things we owned, be damaged. We filled a 40-yard dumpster very, very quickly, very quickly. And so like basically, yeah, we had to rip everything out and rebuild. And we had been planning on rebuilding our bathroom anyways because down in the basement because kids have bedrooms down there, and our daughter's turning 13 tomorrow, and we were like, you know, it'd be kind of nice for her to have a nice bathroom down there by her room. The shower down there was crappy. It was really small. Like Locke can attest to it. It was a very small, cramped, tiny, horrible shower. The shower head pointed at the door. The shower head was on the opposite wall. Betty Hartsmith, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Heartbreaker Crew raid, nice. Betty, welcome in. How are you? Thank you so much for the raid. What's up, Dalek? How are you, man? Good to see ya. Betty, what were you up to? What were you playing or doing? How was your stream tonight? Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate it.
Hello there.
Welcome in, Raiders. I'll give you the spiel. I'm Oren. Hi. Typically stream with my wife, Kylars. We're a family-friendly variety streaming duo. Glad to have you here. Kylars is currently not feeling the best. She is off to bed. But yeah, this is my first stream back in several weeks. Because our basement flooded a couple months ago, and we've been really, really busy at like fixing all that. Great Flood at 26. It really, yeah, man, for real. Man, it feels like ages ago already. It really does. It really does. You did make a character. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It feels like so long ago. It's nuts. We were like such good progress too. Like really the whole setup for Miss Mayhem this round, so smooth. Like coming up when we were going to play, getting into character and story and everything. I'm like, man, the things you guys have come up with, so good, like so good. I'm very excited for it. I'm still very excited for it, but man, it sucked to like have to put that on pause. But tomorrow is her birthday. Yeah, I will for sure. Yep, she's turning 13. Super excited for her. Doing okay. We were Sea of Thievesing. Nice. How were the seas? How are they treating you? What were you guys doing in Sea of Thieves? That's awesome, Betty. Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Let me give you a shout out. Thank you. Yeah, the bathroom had a small shower, but it looks good now. Yeah. Oh, Kylars already gave you a shout out. I didn't think Kylars was even still here. Okay. Technically, it's her B-Day today since it's 1:15 a.m. in Michigan. You're right. Emily was born 4:42 in the afternoon. Something like that. In the later 4 o'clock hour p.m. Nope, 4:52. It was somewhere in there. Goodness, Emma's going to be 13. She is, Nixa. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that blow your mind? It's nuts. It's gonna be 13. I keep saying, like, the way that it works here, typically, depending on how it falls, you can take driver's training at like 14 and a quarter. So like she could potentially be driving with like a learner's permit in less than 2 years. That's crazy. Kylars is off to bed as she talks in chat. I know, right, Bam Bam? Bam Bam, look who's talking. You're always like, I gotta go to work. And then like 5 minutes later, you're chatting. She's probably on her phone in bed. Yep. Hey, Panda, how are you, man? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Kylars best mods from bed. yeah, for sure. She is a really good mod. $14 more days. Nice, man. Nice. Awesome. It's exciting, dude. Guys, Panda plays like, is it college soccer, Panda? Or is it like semi-pro or something? Give us the deets, Panda. That's the only way to mod. We were putzing around getting Reaper chests and visiting mostly. That's cool. Nice. I mean, so pretty chill, right? Nope. Okay, what time was it? Bam Bam redeems Kylar's catches ordering up on chat. You guys should be using exclamation C for important things. Yes, my first teenager. Yeah.
Mischief managed.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it though, Nixa. I mean, like, stuff happens, and I feel like all the stages are good. Like, all the stages come with good things and struggles, right? And Em and Ben have fantastic attitudes. So, what? Thanks, Jesse. Important things. But yeah, like, yeah, Em's doing a really good job. We wondered if, like, you know, moving from elementary school to middle school can sometimes be a tough transition. She's really, like, I hate using the buzzword thrived. I feel like I hear that all the time. I don't know. But, like, in her case, I feel like it's applicable. She's done really well. She's maintained a 4.0 the whole year. She just got first chair in orchestra in her viola section. Like, she's just doing a really good job. So she's got a great attitude. Great attitude. You know, there'll be bumps. There always are. There'll be a lot of learning for me and Kylar's and for her, but it'll be good. I'm always excited for every stage. I'm always excited for every stage. I'm a very in the moment person. I'm not super nostalgic, and I'm not super, like, I'm worrying about the future. I'm pretty right here, right now. And yeah, so I just kind of take it as it comes. Give myself a buffer when I say that. Stop calling me out. It's my Midwest goodbye to me. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh yeah, to be honest, I think teenage years are blown out of proportion sometimes. Sometimes. I think sometimes they can be really difficult. And I think sometimes,
managed.
You know what I mean? Like, I was a very difficult teenager. I was a difficult teenager, so. Hey, Duma, hello, how are ya? What is going on? Oh, Elia, I gotta get to your chat. You had a big chat up above. Don't let me forget it. First share, that's amazing. I know her friend has been getting it literally all year. And Emily's been working really, really hard. She's doing a great job. Her viola has come such a long way. She sounds so good. And she got first chair just before their last concert yesterday. And so she got to be first chair right up front and center. We were very excited. Super cool. She's done a great job. I'm so happy that people still redeem that. First chair, yeah. Yeah, Duma, I'm doing well, thank you. It's been a crazy 2 months. It has been a crazy 2 months, but you should have seen me last night on Christian and Jesse's stream. I went to bed around 11:40-ish. I think with their stream up on my phone around 12-ish, someone raided it and woke me up, so I talked in chat. Then I went back to bed and woke up a little after that as they were finishing and said good night. That's hilarious. I used to leave Mama Mouse Chaos's stream up all the time. Like, I would tune in and then just leave her up on my phone. And I actually think that's one of the reasons my last phone, I think that's why my phone screen died. It, like, burned out because I kept MMC's stream up. So I don't leave people's streams up anymore on my phone when I go to bed. Because otherwise I'd probably keep more people's streams up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why my phone screen burned out and I had to get a new phone because I left her streams up all the time. Oh my gosh, so funny. I gotta get to Elia's chat. Where was that? Elia said way far back. I'm sorry, Elia. I also despise Social Security's method of divvying out money each month. If your birthday is on the 1st through 10th, you get SSD on the second Wednesday. Birthday from 11th to 20th, third Wednesday. Birthday 21st to 31st, fourth Wednesday. Imagine how that gets really screwy trying to handle finances when the second Wednesday can be the second or third week of the month. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Just give me a date. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're just trying to figure out some way of making it even and spreading it out. But like, I don't know. Can you do better? I don't know. Is there a different way? Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, Elia. Let's see here. Not my experience raising kids. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not all uniform, right? It's not, the experience isn't one experience. So I was a very short teenager. Height or like moody? I had moody down. Talk about teen angst. Man, I was a pain in the rear end. I honestly forgot about it until Orn was doing things Kylaris already did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it depends. I just think people usually rag on teens so bad it just feels bad, you know? It's not that it isn't hard, but sometimes it gets dragged through the mud a lot. I agree, Nixa. I agree. Yeah, I'm just not one to like, I guess again, it comes back to attitude. I'm just not one to go like, oh no, we're approaching the teen years. Oh, buckle up. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, again, day at a time. Day at a time. Life is not a smooth road. Life has bumps. There's some potholes, right? Every once in a while you blow a tire and got to pull off to the side. You know? I mean, it is what it is. But I'm pretty in the moment. And like, and I just look forward to all the stages with my kids. I had kids for a reason, right? I wanted to have children. I wanted to have these experiences. And when you have children, I feel like you have to be prepared for, like, yes, you're going to have the good. There's going to be a lot of good, and it's totally worth it, in my opinion. I think in a lot of people's opinion. But you also have to be prepared that there's going to be work, and it isn't always going to be easy, and it's not always going to be fun, right? Like, it's just not. And so I think just navigating those the best you can too, with the right attitude, right? Like, and you get through it. This too shall pass, right? So I don't know. I'm not worried about it. She's a great kid. I'm really excited for her. She's excited. She's so excited, you guys. I asked her too. I was like, hey, you're going to be 13. Is having a Twitch account something you would want? Now, like, if we did that, we are going to have to know and be aware of and check what you're watching, who you're following. You know, like, we trust our kids, but they're also human beings, right? And they're also children without wisdom and experience built over years and through mistakes and choosing the right things too, right? Like, shoot, I'm 43. I still make mistakes, right? And so it's like, you know, but hey, like, that would be a controlled thing. But is that something you'd be interested in? Because my kids basically grew up with streamer parents. I mean, like, Ben was 1 or 2 when I started streaming, and yeah, I think like 1, something like that. So like, they don't remember a time when streaming wasn't a thing in this household, right? They're so used to it. So I was like, well, you know, if you wanted to have one, we can talk about that. But I don't know if she is. So we're all troubled in our teen years. Yeah, I mean, it's a bumpy road, man. Teen years are a bumpy road. You're transitioning from being a kid to an adult. And you've, at any stage in that, you've still got a foot. You've got feet in both realms, right? And it's trying to figure out how to navigate all of this. And it's this constant slow push of responsibility onto the child, like away from the parents and onto the child, right? The older you get, the more responsible you're expected to be, the more responsibility we're going to give you, right? And that's a natural phase to get you prepared for real life. Like I always say too, like as a parent, my job is not to be your friend. Like, we can get along, we can have fun, we can enjoy life together and being a family and everything, but I'm not your friend. I'm your dad.
Hello there.
I'm your parent. And it's my job more than anyone else's to prepare you for one day being on your own. Doesn't mean I want you to grow up too fast. Doesn't mean I'm looking to kick you out of here. It just means that my first priority is to meet your needs and to continue to help you develop towards one day being a respectful, ethical, you know, in our opinion too, faith-based, you know, like productive member of society, right? Like, to be a person who's able to, wait, none of us do it on our own all the time, but like, you know, hey, to be able to go out and like have a life that goes beyond me, right? That goes beyond mom. And we're always going to be a part of that, but like, my job is to prepare you. My job is to teach you. My job is to even discipline you when it's needed, right? Like that's my job. We're not friends. Friends are a different category. Friends are a different expectation, right? I love my kids. I get along with my kids. We have a great time together. We spend a lot of time together. Our family, the four of us, we spend a ton of time together. But we are not friends. I am your parent. There's a difference. I think some people think like, you know, well, we gotta be friends, otherwise we won't be getting along. And it's like, that's not true. That's not true. We can still get along. We get along. We spend a ton of time together. We do a lot together. My kids aren't trying to run away from us all the time, you know, to go do other things. In fact, sometimes we got to kind of be like, hey, go hang out with other people, you know, like go hang out with other people. But that doesn't mean we're friends. I am not your friend. I am your parent. Big difference. I was an idiot. Yeah, me too. Me too. I only do it with Christian and Jesse since they are late streams for me. Usually I try not to have my phone on when I go to bed. Because it's bad for your sleep, but I love supporting my friends, and it's one night I can live without sleep the next day if needed. Yeah, for sure. Please hold, switching to phone, no problem. Holding. Social Security said that if they push all the money out on the same day, that it'll overload the banking network. Like maybe in the 90s, sure, not now, given how much money goes through the banking network per day. Yeah, for sure. Like I understand that part. I don't think there's anything wrong with breaking it up. But maybe they could find a different system for it where it's more consistent and your payout doesn't happen on 2 different weeks, right? Like if you had one day that you could expect to get paid a month, great. Because now you can plan your finances around that one day, right? I don't know. Break it up a little different, you know what I'm saying? Thank you back, yeah. Height. Okay, Punky. You were a short teenager. Oh, man. I wasn't. Oh, man. 16, I was already 6'2". It was great when I was on the soccer field. Glad she's excited. That's cool. Yeah. Hey, Emmys, what's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you, bud. Late night. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to stream earlier, but I was helping Roadrunner with his stream and some stuff. And that absolutely took the priority, so I was glad to give him a hand. Have a good night, Locke. I'll get your chat in a little bit, but have a great night. Take it easy. Good to see you. Yep. What are your thoughts on free-range parents that let them do whatever without supervision? I'm going to add that to my queue. Give me a second. I'm going to add that to my queue. So I want to get back to that, but I want to read some chats. Juma, I will absolutely, yeah, Emmys, I don't like it. I don't like it either. So many people don't understand that concept that that parents aren't there to be your best friends. They're there to help support you and develop. Yep. 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 Man, I would love to stay for the crazy deep combos, but I gotta go. Have fun, y'all, and hope the basement stuff is going well. Thanks, Nixa. Take it easy. Hope you have a good night. I don't know if you're still here, but, but thank you. Good to see you, buddy. I have to go, sadly. Parents' 50th anniversary party Saturday evening. GG Bio family birthday party. Also picking up Brie to come home. Glad to see you on tonight. Thanks. Yeah, yeah. Hope you have a good time at the party and stuff. Hope all that goes smooth. Have a good night. I feel like they could just break it in half. Pay those whose birthdays fall on the 1st through the 15th on the 1st, and those on the 16th through 31st on the 15th each month, if they insist on it being broken apart like it is. Yeah, like I get it. I get from like a money movement thing, and even like, you know, like the networks and stuff like that, and the banking and all that. I get breaking it up, but make it more consistent. Because I would be annoyed too if I was in your shoes and it's like, well, I might get paid this week, or I might get paid next week. And when you're getting that payment once a month, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I know I manage our money pretty tightly, and I want to know. I want to know when I'm going to be able to pay my bills. Juma, that is a great question. The free range parenting thing, I don't personally like it. I think it's one of those situations too where, like, has no one had success with that? I don't know. I can't claim that. But no, I'm not a fan of that. I think plenty of studies have showed, I think in my own experience too, I've seen with my own eyes that children want direction. And not even just direction, because that just makes it sound like they want you to just, you know, bark, tell you what to do all the time. And that's not what I'm talking about. You lead by example. You set the right attitude and the right environment and the right expectations, and you stay consistent as best you can. Like, again, all of this, grain of salt, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes some concessions to varying degrees. Everybody, like, makes mistakes. Everybody has the nights where they just go, I'm just too tired to deal. Like very much take it with a grain of salt. Nobody is perfect. No parent is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Like, I shouldn't have to preface that, but you know I do. So, but in my experience and from what I've read and seen and heard about in my many years, to me, children thrive the best. Children handle things the best when they have clear expectations. You know, again, the right environment that's laid out for them. You know, when you're guiding them. This world is crazy. Like, if you even think back to, I don't remember being a kid as much, but I do remember being a teenager. And I remember sometimes just being like, man, can somebody just tell me what to do? And I think, like, you know, a kid, I don't think is going to say that all the time, but like, the world is stressful and not everybody has the right answers. And kids, I'm sure that I don't have the answer, you know, I don't know. Right. And so, like, I don't know. I just feel like Kylaris, especially, fantastic mother. Kylaris is a fantastic. And I think very much Kylaris and I have stayed pretty consistent. We have expectations. We're not like, I'm not going to say we're like too hard on our kids or something like that, but we have clear expectations for behavior, and, you know, like actions, speech, you know, even their schoolwork and things like that. Like, and we try to stay consistent with all of that. It's not to say we never budge a little bit, even apart from like the grain of salt, nobody's perfect, but like sometimes, like, hey, throw a kid a bone, you know what I mean? Like who cares sometimes, you know, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we can move this around and like go have fun, whatever, right? But primarily, we've stayed consistent. We have clear expectations. We try to create the right environment and everything, and our kids are doing really well. And I feel like emotionally, the free range parenting thing, man, I don't know. I just don't think it really. It comes with its own bag of problems, I should say. That I think. Yeah, it's hard to. Has it never worked? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably worked for some people where they would just go, oh, yeah, it worked for us. It was fine. Whatever, no big deal. But, not everybody's kids are the same either. You know what I mean? But, and there's a lot of factors that even go into that. But on the whole, I don't really think it's a good idea. It's not the approach it's not an approach we would ever take. So. The monkeys at Social Security don't know better. It'd take an act of Congress. Yeah, that's fair. I would consider that not parenting. If you're letting your kids do whatever they want, are you truly doing your job as a parent? See, that's the thing too, Bam Bam. I kind of question what's your motivations for free range parenting? Because to me, and again, it's probably not one simple thing. It's probably not one thing. And it's not one motivation. Not everybody's the same for the same reasons, whatever. But primarily, my first thought goes to, are you just lazy? Did you have kids because you thought it was a good idea, or because somebody expected it, or it was just what you do, or whatever? I mean, did you have kids, but now you don't want to put in the work to raise them? Because I mean, going into having children, Kylaris and I knew I'm the oldest of 5, right? Kids are a lot of work. And it is a lot of time, and it is a lot of sacrifice. And if you are not prepared to do that, so it's yeah, we prioritize. I would love to stream earlier. But here's what I won't do. I'm not going to sacrifice my family time for streaming. The occasional I'm streaming while they're doing something and earlier and whatever. Okay, that's not a big deal. But in general, on the regular, I'm not sacrificing my family time to stream. A lot of the time too, it's I'm not always playing games with my friends or whatever, opposed to family time. So our family spends a lot of time together. Try to give our kids with the bit of time that we have every night, we try to give our kids attention, and so I don't know. I guess I just feel okay, what is your real reasoning? And I don't know how many people who's gonna say, yeah, I'm just lazy, or yeah, I didn't really know how much work this was gonna be, and it's just kind of easier. I don't know. I don't know. Again, that's not necessarily everyone's motivation. But I have run across a couple people who have talked about the free range parenting, and really, you probably just want to play video games while your kids run around. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, as your kids get older, right? They can primarily take care of themselves, and they Emily, I don't need to, Emily and Ben, I don't have to watch every second, but we are aware of what they're doing. We are aware of what they're using. We are aware of who they're hanging out with, and you know what I mean? And what they're doing in general with their day. But I don't have to constantly be hovering over them, yeah, I don't know. I feel those free range kids are the bane of every public place. I've had to clean up after those families. Not fun. Yeah, my parents were free range. Really, no restrictions. As a result, I didn't learn much skills or had guidance or direction. You are parenting the right way. Duma, that's interesting. That's interesting. So see, you have firsthand experience with that kind of thing. And I feel in some ways, and this is just me asking that, you don't have to answer. Is there almost kind of a feeling of aloofness or not abandonment, but you know what I mean? Hey, I could have just used some more attention. I could have just used some more help, you know? Like, that's really interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. What, you mean you have to be a parent? Shocked. I know, Buggy. I mean, I don't think I need to say you'd be surprised, but teaching your kids independence is good, but that's not really the same thing. It's not. No, it's not. And I think there's definitely a difference, right? Ben the other day, like last weekend, had a project to do, and he was coming to me, Dad, I'm really frustrated. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And I said, yes, I can help you. Let me help you figure out some techniques so that you can decide and determine what you're going to do for this project, and then you can carry it out. And he's a 10-year-old, right? So, like, you know, keep that in mind too. But like, he's getting frustrated, and you could tell basically through our conversation and everything that, like, really, he'll deny it, but really, you want me to come up with the things that you're going to do for this project because of perfectionism and like wanting to get it done faster, and so you can go on to fun things and stuff like that. And I said to him, like, hey, listen, I am not going to do this for you. You are going to do your project. What I'm not going to do is walk away. I will sit right here with you. I'm not going to leave. I am happy to listen to your thoughts. I'm happy to listen to your ideas and give feedback. I'm happy to talk about, like, different ways that you can approach this and, like, different tools that you can use. Like I told him, hey, pull out a piece of paper, write down your first idea. Once you have that on the paper, your brain can relax. You don't have to keep remembering that. It's on the paper. Now you can come up with the next idea. You could write it on the paper. He didn't want to do that. You know, it's like, you know, like, but I'm going, hey, I will help you with the tools to do this and to get it done. But I will not do it for you. And I'm also not going to run away. And you know, I was a little frustrated with his attitude, because a lot of the time Ben has a really fantastic attitude. And I think just he was tired. He was a little grumpy. It was, you know, he's frustrated. You know, and I think some people would have gotten like, well, I'm frustrated with you, kid. You're not always listening. You're trying to get me to do it for you. You're claiming I'm not, like, you know, hey, I'm just going to get up and walk away. I said, the one thing I'm not going to do, the two things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do it for you. And I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to sit right here. I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm going to sit right here. We're going to talk about it. You're going to tell me your ideas, and I'm going to try and help you have the tools and the preparedness to come up with those ideas, right? I think that's teaching the skills to deal with that, is teaching your children independence. If you're giving them the tools to do it themselves, even if that's the emotional tools, right? You're preparing them, and now they can take that and they can go apply it themselves, right? That's teaching your children independence, not leaving them to just do whatever they want. Because in doing that, you're also not teaching them a whole slew of other good things. So I don't know. That's my that's my thoughts on that. So, and some people would disagree with me, but that's my opinion on that. Correct. That is two different things. Absolutely. Oh, I think the same thing, Oren. Yeah. And I'm not even a parent. Yeah, for sure. That's why time zones suck. It is why time zones suck. No, right? Also, kids are expensive. They are. They're incredibly expensive. They are incredibly expensive. It is a lot of money. And you know what? There's a lot of things I don't buy that would be really fun, because my first priority is my children. So, yeah, I don't know, man. When my job is to basically be a mom for over 100 kids right now, I often question how they were raised. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. And again, here's the deal. No kid is perfect either. And not everything is down to the parents. You can't blame everything that a kid does on the parents. They have, you know, there's some autonomy there as well. And, like, you know, they make their own decisions as well. There's a lot that parenting influences, a lot. And you can definitely see when kids haven't gotten the right influence or no influence at all in certain areas. You know what I mean?
Mischief managed.
Hey, Emmys, have a good one, man. Yeah, glad to see you, dude. Good to see you, man. Hope you have a great night. Take it easy, buddy. Hope your mom and your fiance are doing well too, bud. Yeah, what was I going to say? I think you can definitely tell, but not everything is the parents. Not everything is the parenting. So. They really do. Yeah. Time zones suck. We're going to wait a second. Okay, I have to go to bed. I'm starting to fall asleep like last night. Great seeing you, Arn, and catching up. Yeah, you too, Bam Bam. Take it easy, buddy. Bam Bam, we got to play some Fortnite again sometime. Is that nature, nurture? Yep. There is both. There is, for sure. There's nature, there's nurture, and then there's also, like, you put a kid in a situation where they have to make a decision, they're not always going to choose to make the right decision. Nature, nurture aside, you know what I mean? Like, in that moment, a good kid can make a bad decision. In that moment, a bad kid could make a good decision. You know what I mean? And like, and it could go against how they've even been nurtured and what their typical nature is like. You know what I mean? So like, there's situations too where like, hey, kid could decide something completely different, right? Our experiences kind of shape us. That is the nurture part for sure. But like, you know, even just our general experiences kind of shape us too. So, yeah, life is very complicated, but if you boil it down to what do I think about free range parenting, I'm not a fan. I think I feel like it is an excuse in most cases. I think it's an excuse for some parents to still kind of get away with doing what they want while still having children. Oh, we're just free range. Yeah, we just let them do whatever. Oh, okay. Well, are they learning to be polite? Are they learning to behave accordingly? Are they learning what's expected because you're just leaving them to run around on their own? Like, I don't know. I kind of don't buy it. I don't buy it. So, not a fan. You know, it's not like I want to keep my kids on like a leash, you know, or something like that. But also, yeah, no, I don't think free range parenting benefits the kids. I think free range parenting benefits the parents in the short term. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. So that's a really good topic. Duma, that's interesting. I think free range and independent are completely different things. I grew up in a single parent home. I was mostly a latchkey kid. In my opinion, it made me more independent. My parent was there for whatever I needed, but from a youngish age, I learned to be very self-sufficient. Yeah. Yep. I used to feel like that kind of aloofness when I was younger. I was a bit bitter, but as I've gotten older, I realized they meant well, but just didn't know the right way to raise me. My brother and I had to figure out life on our own, which was hard. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, and again, listen, like, no parent is perfect either, right? And like, I didn't have the strongest relationship with my dad growing up. Like, he and I butted heads a lot. Like, we weren't super tight. We didn't have the greatest relationship. Like, honestly, a lot of people are always like, oh, I hear from people all the time, like, I would totally go back to being a kid in my parents' house and, like, you know, no responsibilities and whatever. And I'm like, I wouldn't. I like being an adult. I like having my own house. I like having my own car. Yes, I have responsibilities that aren't always fun, but they provide. And I'm married with kids. I'd take being an adult any day of the week. Like, I don't know. So my dad and I butted heads a lot. And you know what? There comes a point where I had to be like, hey, whatever he's done, I gotta forgive him for that. Whatever I've done, he's forgiven me. My dad and I have a really good relationship now. It just keeps getting better too, you know? So there's a point where like I think, you know, you just have to forgive him for the mistakes because we all make them, right? I think that's an interesting take too, you know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, are you doing all right? And yeah, maybe it wasn't perfect, but it it doesn't mean everything is ruined, you know? So yeah, it's a cool take, Duma. Let's see here. There's both. Yep. School ended for me today, but really next week is last week for me. Then it's just packing, getting ready to move, but I can work something out with your schedule. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. I don't know how soon we'll be able to. I'll let you know when we can, but yeah. Take the good with the bad. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, here's the deal. One thing that I'm always really critical about myself that drives me nuts, I'm not good playing toys. I'm terrible at playing with toys. And that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but here's the thing. Like, there are times when my children have wanted to play with toys with me, and because I'm so bad at it, I had moments where I didn't tell myself, they don't care. They don't care. They just want you to be down on the floor, moving something along with them. They're going to do most of the talking anyways. Like, get on the floor, move some Lego guy around or whatever, right? Like I didn't do that enough. And I beat myself up about that still because, like, my kids are important to me. And we hung out and we read constantly. We're always reading. We read together all the time and stuff. Like, we go out and play and everything. Like, we ride bikes, you know. Like, there's a lot of stuff we do together. But, like, you know, my kids wanted to play with toys, and I wasn't always there for that. Like, I was there, but I wasn't always going to do that, right? Because even as a kid, I didn't really play with toys. I don't know what it is. I think I'm more up here than I am out here. And yeah, like my imagination and everything was really exciting. You think that would translate to toys, but I think what it is like it was more real and more lifelike in my head, and it was less real and lifelike playing with toys. Like, I just never really played with toys. And so yeah, I think that's sort of had an effect on my kids, you know. Like, I'm very inclined towards video games and things like that. Now Ben wants to play video games all the time. We have to really, like, yeah, hey, no, you're not going to play video games every day, all day, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, get out and move, you're a kid. And I think some of that is the influence that I've had. And, you know, I mean, like, that's even a small example. I've talked about on stream before too, about how, like, I come from a loud family. Kylaris's family, super quiet, super chill, like almost like people almost, like, you know, think of them as like emotionless almost because they're just very even keel. And I come from a family where, like, hearts on our sleeves, get loud. We get loud when we're happy. We get loud when we're mad. We get loud when we're upset, you know, sad, right? We're loud. And I had to learn with my son, especially, like, Emily was a people watcher, and she applied what she saw. And so, like, Emily really didn't get in trouble a whole lot growing up as a little kid and stuff like that. But Ben pushed it. And my natural inclination was to get loud. And I had to learn that, like, that does not work for my son. He is not going to learn anything. He is not going to hear what I'm saying. Doesn't matter if I'm, like, saying legitimate things. He is not going to hear it. if I'm raising my voice. And it's made me a better parent to have to parent him, because I sit there and I say, okay, it's not just about me being upset at what he's done or whatever, or having to, discipline him or whatever, like timeouts and stuff like that. It's not just about that. It's how can I teach my son in a way that he's going to hear me, he's going to think about it, and he's going to be able to apply that to his life, right? It's not even about just this moment of being upset. He did something wrong. It's about, okay, how can I approach this so that he learns from it? Because again, that's my job. How is he going to learn from this and be able to apply it to his life? Raising my voice, he is hearing none of that. And so I've had to reel that in and really take a game plan approach to, if my son does something he shouldn't be, I have to take a tailored approach to how I handle that. And again, I'm not always perfect. Sometimes my natural inclination to raise my voice and be loud, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it still happens. Now it's kind of cool, because when that happens on the occasion, Ben'll kind of be like, "Hey Dad, do you need a hug?" And right there, boom, he's got me. And I'll, give me a hug, and I will, do my very best to like reel it in. And then we have like a constructive conversation. It doesn't mean he avoids timeouts or, hey, no switch today or whatever, no, you can't go on your computer today because there are consequences. So I'm still teaching consequences, but hey, let's talk about this, right? And let's be constructive about it. So it's, yeah, nobody does it perfect. Nobody does it perfect. And there's things that I've done that are going to affect them throughout, right? Like there's things that I've like as an influence, a general influence, right? That it's not going to be perfect. That's going to be part of shaping them too, just like it was for me and my parents. So I'm not either, but I like to take my kids outside and jump on the trampoline and do bikes and whatnot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too, Buggy. Like kind of that active stuff. My parents let me play video games for 10 hours until 4 a.m, so there wasn't any structure or learning. Yeah, see? And then like how... I'm not saying you can't then, when you're older, I'm not saying you can't then make better decisions about those kinds of things, but I just think because you don't have the foundation, it's a harder launching point for making some of those decisions. Not all of them are going to be super hard, but but some of the foundational stuff that didn't get built, I feel like is now that's harder when you recognize like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, right? Maybe it's bad for me. Maybe there are other problems associated with this down the road. Like maybe I should be better about this, right? I think it's a little bit harder to launch off of into constructing better habits, right? When you don't have the foundation there. I don't know. Crazy. Wow, it is 2 a.m. I've been going for 2 hours. As an adult, I struggle with very basic things because of no foundation. Yeah, exactly. See, that's my thing. I know, only 2 hours. I know, yeah, but I started at midnight. I started at midnight and I said I was going to talk about the basement. So, in the progress there and everything. So, quitters talk. Yeah, that's a really good topic, Duba. That's a really good topic. It's tough, right? Because there are definitely going to be different opinions out there. And I'm not saying all of that to like hurt the feelings of somebody who, for whatever reason, thinks that that's a good idea. But I guess I'm also not going to shy away from like, somebody's asking my opinion on this. This is my opinion. And it's not just flippant. Like, I've observed people who have tried these things. I've read things about parenting, articles and stuff like that, books about parenting and things. I've had my own experience with parenting. Like, I was a security guard and I had to tell a mother one time she needed to stop trying to quietly ask her daughter to get up off the floor in the busy mall while she threw a crying tantrum and peed all over it. I had to tell her, ma'am, you need to pick up your child. You need to stop her tantrum. You need to pick up your child. We need to clean this up. You need to leave. You know what I mean? Not leave, but like, you cannot leave this 2-3-year-old screaming, having a giant fit in this busy mall on a Saturday with all these people around. It's a hazard. It's a hazard for her. It's a hazard for other people. Like, you need to stop going, oh, sweetie, okay. Just pitching a giant fit, screaming, the whole kicking, everything on the ground. Oh, sweetie, you know, it's okay, you know, whatever. No. Knock it off. Pick her up. You need to go. Or get out of the way. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, just my own experiences, my own life experiences. I feel like, yeah, my own opinion. I'm not here to like hurt anybody's feelings or be controversial, but what I am here is, you know, if somebody asks me my opinion, this is my opinion. That is what it is. So. I may have been killing things. Did you say a time frame of D&D, or were you just chatting about wanting to start soon? No, just chatting about wanting to start soon. Yeah, I don't have a time frame yet. It's kind of part of, yeah, I got off on a huge tangent. Go figure. You can teach a course in parenting. You have good advice and knowledge that parents need to hear. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Again, there's going to be people who disagree with me. And is every single one of them who disagrees with me on different topics, universal acceptance is not a thing, right? Like that is a pipe dream. Universal acceptance is not a thing. Trying to make everybody happy, not a thing. No matter what you do, no matter what you think, there will be somebody in the world who thinks differently, right? It is just a thing, right? But yeah, just from my own experiences, I've got good kids, and not all of that is down to me. Some of that credit needs to be given to my kids, right? And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Duma. Yeah, I'm just giving my opinion, I guess. I've taken my kids out of the car from dinner a couple times. I've taken my kids out to the car from dinner a couple times. I haven't had to do it again since. Yeah. Buggy, I feel like when you consistently, when you hold up to what you say too, like that's something Kylaris and I very much do. If our kids are misbehaving and we say, hey, if you don't knock it off, you're gonna be grounded. You're gonna have a timeout. You're going to lose Switch. You're going to lose, you know, going out to a friend's house or whatever. And they do it again. That's it. That's it. My kids learned very early on, when mom and dad say they're going to do this, they're going to do it. And that has made it a whole lot easier because we set the expectation early. And we're not going to mess around like that, right? Like if I tell you you're going to be grounded if you do that again, and you do it again, you're grounded. Like, there's nothing else to it. You're grounded. Like, that's it, you know? And we can have a calm, chill conversation about it. We can talk about it later and everything. Like, that's cool, but you're still grounded. And you know what? My kids growing up, the longer time goes on, the less of that kind of thing we've had to do, because we set the expectation early, and that has shaped their behavior. That has influenced their behaviors, right? Now they make the decisions ahead of time. We don't even get there. right? It's very rare that, you know, I used to just have to hold up a finger. That's it. One finger. And they would know, oh, dad means business. That's it. I gotta knock it off. And I haven't done that in so long because now they just know. There's consequences to my actions. Mom and dad will hold me accountable for them. And there will, you know, there'll be repercussions. So, like, and we've never really had to spank our kids. Never really had to spank our kids. I have my own personal struggles with that. I'm not against spanking. Now, spanking there's a line, right? There's absolutely a line. I'm not necessarily against spanking. Me personally, it is not a road I wanted to go down. For a lot of reasons. So not something I was interested in. Yeah, for everybody's good. And so I really haven't had to spank. But yeah, we just, you know, clear repercussions, and they just, yeah, just know they make those decisions. Ugh, I've met parents and kids like that at the grocery store whose kid threw a tantrum that they couldn't pet my service dog, and the mother then coming up to me and begging me to let her child pet my dog. Like, no, I'm not going to enable your child's behavior. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Elia. Yeah. Oh yeah, my kids know if you're gonna pitch a fit, you're even less likely to get it. You know, it's just, hey, we're not gonna behave that way. We're not gonna behave that way. No. Pitching a fit does not get you what you want. Pitching a fit does not get you what you want in this household. Oh man, yeah. We are perfect parents, but you got to do your best so that your kids can be better than you were. You know, and the thing is like better than you were. I don't even know. Like, I get what you mean, and I hear. I think that's very common for people to say, but even like better than you were, there can be that, I think, but like, but we're, you know, like how do you I don't know, how do you compare that? You know what I mean? Like that is so nuanced and everything. Like how do you compare that? So I mean, like, if you're teaching them the right things and they're going out in the world and trying their best, right? And they're using the lessons that you've taught them, and they're being respectful, they're being ethical, and being moral. And again, you know, I mean, we're Christians, so like I can't force my kids to be Christians. One day they'll have to make that decision on their own. That is up to them. That's not up to me. And teach them what that's about and show them what it means to me, but I can't force them to be. And I'm not even going to try to force them to be. That is not in my hands. But I'm a Christian. This is a Christian household. We're going to do certain things and behave certain ways in this household based on that. But one day they're going to have to make up their own minds on that too. You know, and of course it's my hope as a Christian, it is my hope that they decide that as well. But you know, so that's a factor in that too and stuff. But it, you know, going out in the world and being able to, you know, again, I self-sufficient is the word that comes to mind, but like also like I've had to ask for help. I've had to ask for help these last 2 months. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, people need help. There's nothing wrong with needing help, but just being able to go out there and be adults, right? Responsible adults is what I'm trying to say. So. H's from Miss is a good example of a free range parent. Yeah, looking at what happened with Sirius and Akinar. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. His own depression and everything kind of like getting in his way of having a relationship with his sons. And, you know, obviously it's an extreme example, but you know, his sons were not the better for it. And I think the thing is about his character that's kind of cool is like they made him realize that and kind of take responsibility for it, you know? So I do know what you mean, Buggy. Yeah, I do know what you mean, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. We definitely do not have as many people here for the basement and D&D talk. But we have some important people in here for it too. After these ads, we'll be right back. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Buggy, for sure. It's hard too. Like I've told my kids and stuff too. Like even when it comes to school, like I always use it as kind of an example. If I can toot my horn for 2 seconds, be a little immodest. I was a smart kid, and it meant nothing because my attitude sucked. I barely graduated high school. My intelligence meant nothing when my attitude sucked. And so, having had an attitude adjustment, welcome back from the ads. I was just saying to everybody who's like not in the ads, and I should have just waited. I've had to talk with my kids about like not making this is along the lines of what Buggy was talking about, like hoping your kids are better than you, and there's some truth to that, right? Because like you try to teach them from your mistakes, I think is what it is. Like they're going to end up making their own mistakes, but you kind of try to teach them from the lessons you learned from your own mistakes. And I think that's where that, that saying is so common, and where that comes to a lot of people's minds is like, I don't want them to make the mistakes I made. Well, the thing is, they're going to make their own mistakes then, and they might be different mistakes, but, I was saying as a kid, if I can be immodest for 1 second, I was a smart kid. Not the smartest, no genius, but like I was a smart kid. And none of that meant a thing because my attitude sucked. And I was saying I barely graduated high school. I graduated by the skin of my teeth. By skin of my teeth. I had to write a paper for one class at the very end. And if I had failed that or not turned it in, I would have flunked. Yeah, barely passed to get through. And it had nothing to do with my intelligence. It had everything to do with my attitude. And so that's, with that in mind, having had an attitude adjustment post high school, through life, I don't want to see my kids struggle like that, right? Like I don't want to see them make their life harder for themselves in that area. And so, my approach, do have an approach of kind of like, I've said to them, hey, don't make the mistakes your dad did. Be more like your mom when it comes to school. Like Kylaris was on a roll and all of that stuff. I'm like, be more like your mom. She had a better attitude. And, and then I tell them all the time too, like, especially after conferences and things, like Emily's rocking this 4.0 all year. And I'm absolutely praising her for that. But I always make sure to say too, like, hey, great job. That's amazing. Smart kid. What I am more impressed with and what I'm more proud of is your attitude. Is that no matter how smart you are going there with a good attitude and you're working hard and you're doing what you can. She does extra. Puts an extra effort. And not because we tell her she has to, but because she's decided to, right? And so, hey, your attitude is the reason for all of it. And so there is that. I do know what you mean, Buggy. There is that level of, I don't want you to take the same approach I did. I don't want you to struggle the way that I did, right? And you can't always prevent all of that. You're not going to prevent everything, but I think it has shaped, like influenced kind of how I approach my kids when it comes to certain certain topics. Like you don't want them to struggle the way that you did. So do you give your kids chores? Example, cleaning room. Yes. So it's interesting, Duma. Like, yes, but I almost don't think of them as chores, and we kind of almost don't even approach them as chores, but more again in line of just like general expectations. Like, our philosophy is you're a part of this household. You contribute to its messiness, or even its not even just messiness. I mean, like laundry, I wouldn't say laundry in a hamper isn't messiness, but you contribute to the work that there is in this, in living in a household. And the household's got to work. I mean, like not the physical work aspect, but like the management aspect of it. Like, you have to run a household, right? Like, there are things to do. And so our expectation is, as well, if you're going to be part of the mess, what's a better word for that? Because it's all kind of a cycle. But if you're going to be a contributor to the work, you're going to be a contributor to the solution. You know what I mean? And so, like, we don't necessarily have like a chores list. I think if we needed to implement something like that because of our kids specifically, and like how that would, motivate them, or how that would work out, I think we would do it. But like, for them, you're part of the household, right? None of us want to do the dishes. All of us contribute to the dishes. I'm not getting paid to do the dishes. You can help with the dishes. Hey, Emily's getting older, so a little bit more she's able to do more of her own laundry. So she'll sometimes she'll go and put in her own loads of laundry. Like, as she gets older, I expect that she'll take over that responsibility more full time, or like not full time, but like more of the percentage of that, right? But also, she's still in school, and I get that, and you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to do it all the time. But when we have clean laundry baskets of clothes, as they've gotten older, well, you're going to fold your basket of clothes and you're going to put that away, right? And I am absolutely, I always tell them, I am absolutely for making work fun. I like making work fun. I will pop in headphones and I will listen to music. We can put a movie on while we fold laundry. I am absolutely for making work fun, as long as you're still getting the work done, right? And for us, that's really worked. So they understand. We try to make work as little, as less taxing as we possibly can, right? Like, hey, folding laundry kind of becomes an enjoyable family experience when we throw on Star Wars, and maybe we've got a not so messy snack on the side, and we're all folding our own laundry together. Like, it doesn't become such a big deal. So my kids do their own laundry and keep rooms clean, and wherever else they play with toys. Yep. I didn't know how to cook or clean until until mid-20s. Yeah. See, Duma, that's crazy. Isn't that crazy? But you know what I mean? Like, that's just, my mom pulled me aside at 13 and was like, Matt, you're going to learn how to do laundry. And then I want you to do laundry. And that's not to say she never did my laundry ever again. She did. But like, hey, if you got the time and you need laundry cleaned, you know how to do your laundry. My parents taught me how to cook from very early on. And so even like when I married Kylaris is a fantastic cook. She really is. She's a natural. But Kylaris didn't really know how to do laundry. Her mom had a very particular way of doing it, and she was more than happy doing the laundry for all of them. So even when she was in college, like, take laundry home to mom and dad when I go to visit. And like, so like Kylaris didn't really know how to do laundry. Kylaris didn't really know how to cook that well when we first got married. And I taught her a lot of those things. And she's just really smart anyway. So she picked it up and then, got really good at it, alongside me, I guess. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If nobody's there showing you, if nobody's there setting the example and the expectation and guiding you, how do you know how to do it? See, that's the thing. Like, Emmy's talking about independence versus free range, right? Like, some people would say you were taught independence by being free range, but were you? If you didn't know how to cook and clean until your mid-20s, how did you learn to be independent? Right? So I don't think you teach independence by leaving people to figure things out on their own. I think you teach people independence by providing them examples of the wisdom and experience that have come before, so that they can go out feeling prepared to be independent. Does that make sense? Like, is that crazy? Yeah, absolutely. It comes from discipline. It comes from having the mental tools, the emotional tools, psychological tools at your disposal to now go out in the world and make educated decisions and learn from your mistakes and be able to handle that. You know what I mean? Like, to not just melt down and, like, be petrified, right? Like, you have the tools. If nobody gives you the tools, how do you do it? So yeah, Duma, I give you a lot of credit for coming in here and having like a really good, like, respectful, really good attitude, conversation starter with this, and like everything we've talked about and stuff too, because you could be the type of person that comes in here and is like, hey, Oren, what do you think about that? And I give my honest opinion. And you're like, well, that's a bunch of bull crap. I was a free ranged parented kid. You know what I mean? And like everything you said makes me really mad. You know what I mean? Like, but you seem really sensible, man. My oldest is quite the cook of scrambled eggs. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's, like we've tried to, like, get the kids into, I think that's something as they've gotten older, we've, obviously as they've gotten older, we've done more of, but Ben being the youngest, I think has always been a little resistant to that kind of thing. Well, mom and dad just make me food. So he's 10 now. He's the baby. And I've said to him recently too, like, hey man, you know how to make some eggs. You can make some eggs. We're right here. No one is abandoning you. No one is running away. You're not going to be all on your own. Not going to catch the kitchen on fire and nobody's going to be around or whatever. You know how to make some eggs. If you have questions, you can ask. You're 10. You can make some eggs, man. And not even coming down hard on him, like encouraging him though. Like that's the underlying thoughts. That's the underlying message, but like encouraging him. Hey, you're 10, learn how to make eggs. You're good. What if I make a mess? Then we clean it up. What if I don't do it right? Then you try again. Not the end of the world, it's just eggs, He's got a little bit of that youngest child, like, well, but I want you to do it for me. I don't really want to have to learn how to do it on my own. I want you to do it for me. And so there's a little more nudging with him. Emily's like, yeah, I want to do that. Ben, I got to nudge a little bit more, like, oh man, like, learn how to do this. And it's going to feel really, trust me, it's going to feel really good when you can do it. That first time that you're able to do it well, you're going to feel really good, right? And we're here along the way, but you got this. That's teaching independence. The middle isn't tall enough. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Buggy. Like sometimes there's just like physical physical things in the way, right? I see the results with your parenting style versus my parenting style with other people, and having no foundation can be harmful. So I understand. Yeah, that's fair. Well, and it's cool that you're insightful enough to see that, right? It's cool that you're looking at that, like you said, like you're not even like holding it against your parents. That's a mature thing to do. I think that's a wise thing that comes from a place of wisdom. Um, yeah, I think you got the right attitude about it. And I think the thing is like, no matter how you were raised, you still make decisions every day, right? And you can decide, you know, like saying I didn't know how to cook or clean until your mid-20s. Well, at some point in your mid-20s, it sounds like you decided I need to know how to do this, right? And maybe it was a little bit harder to get started. You didn't have that foundation. But it sounds like, hey, I got to learn how to do this, right? And maybe there's probably still struggles, right? And that's okay. We all got them. Yeah, man. Yeah, very respectful conversation. Gotta tell you, very much appreciate it. Like, did not expect to be. I saved your chat because I was like, I gotta talk about this. I gotta respond to Duma about this. This is a good one. And definitely went off on a big tangent, which hopefully everybody's been okay with. But yeah, I think the way that you've handled it is awesome, man. Lots of respect for you. Lots of respect for you. You've done great. It's a good topic. I need to know how to not starve, and eating out is too expensive. Yeah. There's so much God, I don't know how to do this. Let's just go eat out. Kylars and I, when we first got married, just kind of that honeymoon stage, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, we ate out so much. And like the amount of money that we probably spent when we could have eaten at home. And I knew how to cook, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, just being able to, and now like we look at it as like, I enjoy, Kylars doesn't enjoy cooking like I enjoy cooking. Kylars is really good at cooking. Kylars is really good at pretty much anything she puts her mind to, but like, my wife is very smart. She is very capable. She has a very level head. She doesn't like it like I do. I've been baking bread for us almost every week, like a couple of loaves of fresh bread every week. And I am loving it. I love to cook. But yeah, it's just deciding to take a little more time for those kinds of things, and I think overall it benefits us. Financially, it benefits us. Health-wise even, so. I've never heard you tangent before. She's the better half after all. Yeah, man. I like to think that we both have strengths, right? We both have strengths. But she is absolutely just, very level-headed. Like, I was saying earlier, like, I'm all up here. Like, it's almost kind of like the outside world is secondary. I'm all up in here. Kylars is very out here. Very reality, very, like, in the moment, grounded. She's very smart, very capable. She puts her mind to something, she becomes good at it. I mean, you guys, if anybody's been around for Kylars or around Kylars long enough, she's very competitive, but not with other people necessarily. Like, all the trash talk is a jokey facade. Kylars is competitive with herself. She sets expectations for herself. She wants to meet or exceed those expectations. So, what kind of bread? Like a honey sandwich bread. So like not too honey, but just a little bit of sweetness. I'm using honey instead of sugar. And I'm not like a crazy health nut, you know what I mean? But I am trying to like kind of cut out some of the crap. And I also like it gets me out of the chair. It gets me like moving. gets me like filling the house with a great aroma, and like I get my kids involved, and it's just something fun to make, and we all get to enjoy it. And like, my kids talk about how much they love it, and I've gotten to experiment, with ingredients and ratios and whatever to kind of make the bread that I want. So it's a sandwich bread, uh, very soft but still pretty firm. Not firm. It holds together pretty well, but and I use some honey instead of sugar. It's got that little bit of honey sweetness, which I don't like honey, but I like this. So it's not like a really strong honey flavor at all. But some awesome, awesome loaves. I remember if I put, oh, excuse me, I put a loaf. I did, or Kylaris did. Buggy, like back on 3/8. It's 2 days before the flood. 3/8. I put a picture of one of my loaves, and that actually was a more compact one. Like it's the ones I make now are like so fluffy that they actually get pretty big. Um, yeah. She wants to be better than she did last game. Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, Kylar's is competitive, but it is, you know, it's more with herself than it is actually with anybody else. She likes to trash talk with people she's comfortable with, but that is a jokey facade. That's not really Kylaris. It's more with herself. So, let's see. Listening to you has been insightful. I think there's a lot of bad parenting out there. And I always say there should be classes for parents to learn before they have kids. See, that's the thing. I think they do have some, and there's books and things. The hard part is like there's really no one or even two experiences that are exactly the same. There are definitely consistencies, right? Um, it's just not every situation is exactly the same, right? And that's what makes it kind of hard. But um yeah, I think there's a lot of things in life that, like, if people were willing to listen, there's people who have had experiences and wisdom that they could pass on. I know as a young man, I didn't always want to listen to those things and thought that I could do it better, right? And so that's a whole two-way street kind of thing too. You could start a class, but you need the people to be willing to show up. So, and some people would. There are some people out there who are genuinely um happy to accept wisdom, experience that can be passed down. But easy to make? Yeah, pretty easy. I use a food scale, and I just have all the grams, and I just pour everything into my bread maker pan, and in the right order, the right grams. And then I put it in the bread maker and do the dough setting. So I don't actually bake the whole thing in the bread maker. I use the dough setting to just do the first knead and the first rise. And then I pull it out and I kind of, lightly flour cutting board and kind of roll, like, with my hands, kind of knead it out. And then when I've got it kind of spread out to like maybe like an inch thick, then I roll it up like a sleeping bag and kind of tuck the ends, and I put it into a buttered loaf pan that I cover. I butter the cover too a little bit so it doesn't stick, and you get kind of when it bakes, it like kind of makes the crust a little more golden and stuff like that. It like helps it set a little bit more. And so like I put it all in a buttered loaf pan with the cover. Been using not like a wax paper, but like I don't know what you would call it. Not saran wrap either. Kind of in between saran wrap and like a wax paper. I don't know. It's like some of that easy stick stuff. It's a little bit thicker than uh, like the thin wrap or whatever, plastic wrap. But anyways, then I let it rise again for another like 45 minutes to an hour. I read that bakers a lot of the time, what they'll do is they'll put it in an unpreheated oven with just the light bulb on. The light bulb on creates just enough warmth inside the oven that it's like a good environment for the bread. And I let that rise. And then once it's doubled in size, or when I feel like, hey, this is a good size, then I bake it at 350 for 25 minutes. A bomb. That was so good. The missus may need the recipe. Yeah, I can send it your way if you want. Oh, I like honey, and we have a local place to get fresh. Nice. Yeah. The fresh honey's the best. Yeah, I've been doing that. Instead of sugar, I do honey. It gives it that little bit of honey, like kind of almost like a honey ode or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, like those breads you could buy in the store that say honey. It gives it that little bit of flavor, and but it provides that sweetness without sugar. Really good. I have still been trying to get the consistency, like they call it the crumb. It's a space between the bread in it. You know what I mean? Like, so almost kind of like a web. You know what I mean? You want the crumb to be in a way that it's fluffy and everything. There's some air in there, but you also want it to be strong enough. So kind of getting those proteins in there. Like I use egg white. I use a whole egg. But like getting those proteins to create a good like stretch so that you can make a sandwich out of it and it doesn't just fall apart while still being soft. So that's what I've been working on. I've got it pretty good. But I think I could improve it just a little bit. It kind of tears in the middle still a little bit if you're too forceful spreading butter. Oh. Except with me, she means it. Yeah. Yeah, well, you dish it back. So she feeds off that. Yeah, nice golden touch. Absolutely. Parchment. Yeah, like a parchment. Hey, Durgo. I know I said hi to you earlier, but I'm sure you've been listening, but hi. I saw it on Discord. I'll send it to her. That is not my most recent one. That's not my most recent recipe. I've tweaked it since that. I typed that way before you told me where it was. That's funny. We got Manuka honey while in New Zealand. I don't even know what is that, Durgo? Is that just like a kind of a regional, or is it like a flavor? Okay, well then, yes, send it to me. Okay, will do. Yep. The latest. Okay. Yep. Do you guys have a bread maker? You don't have to do it in the bread maker. You could like hand knead it. No. Okay. Yep. So yeah, you could still hand knead it. I've really liked. I kind of wish I had a bread hook for my stand mixer to do like maybe 2 batches at once. But I've really liked putting it in the bread maker just on the dough setting. She has a bread hook on her KitchenAid. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this will work for that too. Yep, this will work for that. That's awesome. Oh man, yeah, I want one of those. Different flour than clover, expensive here because it's imported. Wow, that's so it's gonna have a different flavor, right, Durgo? That's cool. Is it good? I don't like honey. I never eat honey. I would never put honey on anything. I will put it in tea if I'm sick, but usually at that point I'm not really tasting it anyways that much. Just to coat my throat and everything. But I hate the flavor of honey, but I love it in bread. People are just dichotomies. Contradictions. Walking contradiction. One of the first things I learned how to cook was French toast. Nice. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one to learn for sure. Do you like to cook now, Duma? Do you cook more often? Do you try to go outside like your comfort zone? Anything like that, or do you kind of like stick to the basics? I grew up in a family, Duma, you've probably heard this before. I don't know. I know a lot of these guys have. I grew up in a family that still very rooted in Europe, in like the Netherlands and everything. My grandparents, um, there was like a time of day where we stopped and had tea or coffee or whatever and like a cookie or something, like still ate a lot of food, still do eat a lot of food from the Netherlands and stuff. One of my favorite dishes is a Dutch dish called boerenkool. It's one of my kids' favorites. Looks terrible. Looks, I don't know. I think some people think it looks terrible, but delicious. Love it. Um, Grew up with a lot of the food and everything. And that was around me all the time because you're not going to a restaurant and getting that food. And my parents always liked to cook. So like it was just around all the time. And then they were good about like, hey, you want to learn how to do this? Cool. Like come help. And we'll show you how to do it. Um so yeah, I feel like I learned to cook very early ish and just kind of continue doing it. I really enjoy cooking. Really. But again, I like making things, whether it's like an Excel spreadsheet for somebody or like a loaf of bread for the family, whatever. I like to make things that make other people happy. I like to make things that make other people's lives easier. Like or their jobs or whatever. Like I like producing something that benefits people. And I think cooking is one of those things. So not only that too, but again, like kind of coming from a family where like I felt very American, but I also didn't always feel super American because, not that I ever didn't feel American, but like there was this whole subculture that was there that I didn't see my friends have. And it's really made me appreciate like other cultures too, like especially through their food. Like food says so much about a culture and their history, their geography, and people are proud of their food culture. Like go anywhere, people are proud of their food culture. And so even the Brits, like we give the Brits a bunch of crap, but like they're proud of their food, right? And so I don't know, I've always tried to kind of like branch out, make new things, push myself, that kind of thing. So yeah. She makes tons of rolls. Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. I want to try doing some of that, Buggy. Like I want to try and make bagels. I'd love to figure out a way to make my own bagels. I want to make sub buns. I'd love to make rolls. Like anything, like even like hot dog or hamburger buns. Like I'd love to figure out how to make those. Like get the pans or the molds for them or whatever. That'd be so cool. But she really wants to be able to make a loaf for sandwiches. Yeah, I'll send you my recipe. My sister hates honey, but probably because she was force fed it whenever her blood sugar got low. Oh yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Bahaha. No, GLS? Bulls? Oh. Yeah, bagels. A bagel. I stick to the same meals and I bake most of it in the oven. That's cool. Yeah. And here comes the Dutch story. That's right. Messing with you. Yeah, I know. I live with roommates, so I also cook quick meals to give them time in the kitchen. Yeah, that's a factor too, for sure. Yeah, that's absolutely a factor. Well, and that's respectful too. That's thinking of others. That's thinking of others as well. Before I married Kylaris, lived in an apartment. I had a roommate. We worked opposite shifts. So like he worked in the morning and I worked in the evening. and it was actually his apartment. But I rented a room and a bathroom and everything, and then we had a kitchen and a living room shared space. And just like I just tried to be as respectful as I could to the guy, right? Like he was giving me a place to live. Yes, I was paying rent, but like, if he was in a hurry that morning and he didn't have time to clean a dish or something like that, I cleaned it up for him, like just being respectful out of it. And I tried not to leave a mess for him. And yeah, I think that's awesome. Wow, it's late. That went over your head. It sure did. It sure did. It sure did. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, I've wanted to chat. I've wanted to stream. I've wanted to stream for weeks. I have missed it so much. There was a time period with all this remodeling and all this work that I couldn't even think about it. We were so exhausted. We were so tired and so busy and so consumed with like everything that needed to be done. Very overwhelming that I didn't really think about it that much. Like, I think there was a part of me that was like, I kind of feel bad that, Miss Mayhem had to go on hold and everything and all this stuff. Like, I feel guilty about that. Maybe guilty is the wrong word because I knew everybody understood. But like, yeah, for sure. But like there was just a time period where it was like, I can't even think about streaming right now. Like, not the priority, not even close. I can't think about it right now. And it wasn't that big of a deal. But the last couple of weeks, I have really, really wanted to stream. Really wanted to get back to it. And I've definitely missed you guys and like all the great conversations we have. I don't understand. How dare you not do D&D during construction? Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much work. Yeah, so here's the deal. There's not a whole lot of people left anymore, but here's the deal with the basement. The kids have been in their rooms now. Kids have been back in their rooms now, I think 2 weeks tomorrow. I think that's right. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Tomorrow, the kids will have been back in their room 2 weeks. Today is 2 weeks from the time that we got carpet. And we're at a week and a half since the paint was all done. Last week, Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. Was it this past Monday? No, it was the Monday before. My builder came and we got like this. I took the day off. Me and him got the shower door installed. We got a bunch of stuff done. The kind of the more finishing stuff. I thought you were going to paint before carpet. We did. So it's been 2.5 weeks since the paint was done. It's been 2 weeks since the carpet has been in. And tomorrow is 2 weeks since the kids got back in their rooms. So, Kylaris and I have had a bunch of like little things. We've had to like, we got a bathroom vanity. The first bathroom mirror that came was completely shattered. I opened it up and it was a spider web of shattered glass. And so we had to take it back and get a refund and reorder it. Thankfully, it came within like 2 days. The new one did, the second one. And so Kylaris and I had to put that up. There's still a lot of like little finishing touch stuff that we have to do. Kylaris and I, we bought like closet solutions to put in the kids' closets because that's kind of changed now. They used to just have a shelf and a bar. And so now we've bought like shelves and multiple bars, like whole closet solutions. So I have to put those in. We still have some tubs to go through, but we can't really go through them and put stuff back until we have the closet solutions done. So we're kind of waiting on that. So there's some stuff still in my garage. There's some stuff still in tubs in my basement, but a lot of it has been organized and a lot of it has already been finished. So the basement in and of itself, when it comes to like carpet and walls and paint and being functional, the basement is very functional already for like the last 2 weeks. So it's all been kind of this like little stuff, like finishing stuff that we've been working on. So we should be able to get back to pretty regular streaming, if not this week, this coming week, but the following week for sure. Myths and Mayhem, I'm gonna wait, we're in ads. Son of a biscuit. Okay, I either misheard you or you said it wrong. It's late, I should sleep. Yeah, I think I said it in kind of a weird order. I was like, the carpet's been done for 2 weeks. I said it like the kids have been in their rooms for 2 weeks, back in their rooms for 2 weeks tomorrow. The carpet has been in for 2 weeks today, and the paint has been done for 2.5 weeks. And so like just kind of going in that direction that it just, yeah, it was weird. Yeah. Let me wait for ads to be done. They're almost done. Welcome back from the ads. So yeah, I was saying we're getting to the point where we still have some work to do. Finishing work, organizing work. But it's getting more manageable to the point where I think we can start getting back into more consistent streams. I can't guarantee that we're going to be back enough to do the Sunday, Wednesday, Friday thing quite yet, like everyone, but I think back to streaming and streaming more often. I don't know how quick I'll get Miss and Mayhem, so I want to get Miss and Mayhem going. I really love this group. I think it's going to be so much fun. I've been so impressed already with you guys. And I'm itching to play. But I also feel like I just came off of a really intense 2 months. And Miss and Mayhem is going to take some work to get up and running again. And to finish up what I was working on with that. And so I don't think I'm quite ready yet for Miss and Mayhem. And I hate to prolong it longer. Because again, I am really looking forward to it, but I am tired. It has been a really intense 2 months, and I need some time to actually like relax a bit and just have fun. Kylaris and I have had not a whole lot of time for ourselves and for like relaxing fun time. And so I would love to say, yes, we're going to get right back into Miss Mayhem and get that going. I think it's going to take a little bit more work, and I'm just not prepared yet to do that work. So mentally, emotionally, physically. I don't know that I'm ready yet to dive headfirst right back into Miss Mayhem and finish up the work and get us going again. Kylaris and I need a break. Yeah, we need a break. It has been a very intense, taxing 2 months. I also don't want to leave it forever. You know, I don't want to leave it for forever. Yeah, no worries. Guess I should have made the previous one delay a bit. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's at least we hadn't started. You know what I mean? Like we were saying like we were thinking about making March 20 the first one. We were talking about making March 20 the first one, and I know that's a little bit after when this all happened, but imagine if we had gotten into the first one or two and then this happened. Like, it would be so annoying. So, I mean, at the very least, we're looking at it and going, we're just glad we weren't in the middle of it already, you know? But anyway. Yeah, we'll hopefully not keep Miss Mayhem waiting too long. Yeah, true, that would have been worse. It would have for sure. We've gone through it a couple of times. It's worse. It's worse. I mean, you know, we couldn't help it. It's not like anybody planned it. It is what it is, but it is worse. So yeah, we'll get back to Miss Mayhem as soon as we can. But we're gonna need some time. Lars and I are very tired. And yeah, again, very intense, very busy, very overwhelming 2 months. And yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of time. So should be streaming some more and back again ish. Keep an ear out for Miss Mayhem, but not yet. I am not diving right back into, I'm not going into Subnautica. I don't know what our plan is yet. I mean, we still have Moria with the guys that I would like to get through. We were having a blast. It's been kind of sad that we've had to put that aside. So would love to play more Moria and get through that game and then see where we go from there. Pantheon, yeah. I'm still really kind of waiting for the changes to kind of go into the live server for the big updates before I jump back into Pantheon. I'm still very much supporting it. I am still very much patiently waiting for it and anticipating it. But yeah. The changes have been interesting. I bet. Yeah, there's some big changes, but I think for the most part their heads are in the right space. I think they're trying to do what's best for the game. So, and a lot of that stuff, Buggy, is like, I don't know, I don't think you've ever played like World of Warcraft or anything like that, but like a lot of that stuff isn't new to the genre. It's stuff like anybody who's been a kind of a seasoned MMO fan is familiar with. And none of that breaks it for me. So new bar is crazy to get used to. I bet. Yeah, that is kind of a change. I actually like the split bars, but whatever. As long as we get a good game, as long as we get a game that's still fun to play. Yeah, I played RuneScape back in the day, but no big MMO. Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is stuff I'm very familiar with. So, so it's nothing new to me, even if it's kind of new to Pantheon. I still think it's fun either way. Yeah, I do too. So, yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for that. So yeah, I think we'll probably get back into Moria. I mean, I'm not planning on playing Subnautica yet. I do have Subnautica 2. Ty Larson, the kids bought it for me for Father's Day. Early Father's Day present. Not gonna jump into that one quite yet. I don't want to do multiple survival games at the same time, and especially when like I might play Subnautica multiplayer. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about hopping back into Moria. I know Kylars is wanting to play some Fortnite. Yeah, whenever the Pantheon changes drop on the officials, I still think it's stupid that they have a PTR. That doesn't make sense to me. Love those guys. Absolutely support their project, but you're in pre-alpha in an early access. It's all a test. Like why do we need a PTR? Like this has been the PTR the whole time, I feel like. But I don't know, whatever. Oh, they're treating the other servers almost like they're live. Well, I don't know about that. Anyway, yeah, this weekend I hope to my goal this weekend is to do a basement tour stream. And then maybe we'll play some games or something. So, yeah. I need to sleep. I am suddenly really, really tired. Not really. So my thoughts on the PTR, they don't want to make everyone mad and reset their characters before they figure out what they want to push. Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. That's a pretty good thought on that, Buggy. I can see that. I feel like just on first glance, it seems kind of weird, but that's a good take. That's a good take. That makes sense. Yeah. And like probably we can sit there and call it a PTR and wipe that a bunch and wipe that a bunch and while everybody's still playing on the other servers, we can wipe this whenever, we can change whatever whenever, and then when we come to a point where we like this, we can push it to the other servers. That makes a lot of sense. Hey Heather, I agree with Buggy on that thought. Nice. Yeah, it's a good train of thought for sure. Those in the PTR understand if they could read that resets will happen often. Yep. Yeah, that makes, you know what? Honestly, I bet that's it. That's it. You've convinced me. I know, right? Heather, I thought you went to bed, right? Yeah. It is so late. Heather, I think I already said congrats, but congratulations on the job, dude. That's super exciting. And you put that offer on the house? How'd all that go? Speaking of bed, I'm ahead in that general direction. Sounds good, Elia. Good to see you. Hope you have a great night. Get some rest. I need to go to bed too. Oh, I'm tired. I'm really tired. It's like hitting me all of a sudden. I think I've been running on like adrenaline and pure excitement to like be back talking to you guys. This has been so good. Thank you. And we're currently under contract with the house. Yes. That's amazing, dude. Congrats. I mean, I know it's not like finalized, right? But like, it's awesome. That's huge strides. So happy for you. Fantastic. Yeah. It's cool. It's good to catch up with everybody. It's good to chat. Good to talk. Yeah. Missed you guys. Missed doing this. Gonna be a very busy summer. Yeah, I bet. I bet. No doubt. Well, cool. Cool. Yeah. Might stream tomorrow. Like it's Emily's birthday, but we kind of celebrated it last weekend with her grandparents, Lars's parents, when they were in town. So we're gonna do some stuff tomorrow, but like Ben has a soccer game and everything, and like we gotta get some stuff done around the house. But we're also gonna go out to lunch with my parents with her, and then later that night, my sister has invited Emily and Kylaris and my niece, who was like one of Emily's best friends. They get along so well. She's invited them all over for like a movie night. So I think it's gonna be just me and Ben. So I think I'm gonna do. I'll see how Ben's doing with it, and like if he wants to just kind of hang out, have me and him time. But what I might try to do is stream basement tour tomorrow, and then maybe Ben and I just play some Fortnite or whatever and hang out and do a stream. So yeah. Now she needs you to drive down. Wouldn't be a stream with Buggy here if somebody wasn't making SpongeBob lick my forehead. Oh, really quick. I think I told some of you guys, but my dad is healing really well, but he's had some crazy stuff going on. So my dad had or has ish. Something called essential tremors, which is sort of akin to Parkinson's, but it's not life threatening. And it's more about when you move. Parkinson's is like you shake when you're at rest. Essential tremors are you shake when you're moving. And so like holding a fork, holding a screwdriver, holding a cup, very, very difficult things for my dad. And a couple weeks ago, he had a procedure where they used ultra-focused ultrasounds, highly focused ultrasounds, to essentially converge on a spot in his brain to cauterize it, to burn it. And it was very successful. And his healing has been going really well. He was cleared to drive on Tuesday. He was very excited about that. Then he ended up getting an infected tooth that had to be pulled. And the infection was bad enough that it like was in his gums and stuff like that. We had to go to the hospital for like this is all while he was recovering from the brain surgery. Had to go to the hospital to get an IV of antibiotics to get that under control. So that's healing now. And now this week he's sick with like, I don't know, some kind of cold or something like that. And so like the guy has just had a really rough few weeks, but I think everything is getting a lot better now. So yeah, he's on the mend. So pretty glad for that. I know, yeah, for real, Buggy. Like it's nuts. What they did in that procedure is crazy. It is insane. Didn't have to cut nothing. Like literally these ultrasounds on their own, they can't do damage, but they line them up that where they converge, it produces enough heat to cauterize a very specific targeted piece of his brain. What? So it's crazy. Yeah, thanks guys. So anyway, yeah. I don't remember how I got on that. Anyway. I don't know, maybe because I'm seeing him tomorrow, whatever, but yeah, so. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm super tired. I'm you know me, if I don't call it, I'm gonna just keep chatting. So something you were going to bed, it's true. I call that good. Anyway, Roadrunner is doing a stream in the morning. You should go check it out. It is part of his charity event that's going on. I helped him with some setup tonight for that. Yeah, super excited for that. Go check that out. Absolutely go check out everybody on our family friendly streamer list. If you haven't already. And yeah, it's good to be back, you guys. Good to talk with you. Good to hang out and just chat. I'm looking in my dome. There's nothing in my dome. There's nothing there. Nothing there, y'all. There's still nothing there. Nothing got put in there. But anyway. Thank you guys so much for just even like for just coming, being here, chatting and hanging out. So appreciate y'all. With that, guys, I hope you have a fantastic night and a great weekend. I will talk to you later. Take care, guys. All right, bye. And wow, it's been a long time. Music.